Lansing's only sports station. The Game, 7:30.
Let's play.
And a pleasant good evening and a welcome to another edition of high school basketball. Here on the Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, your trusted source for high school sports coverage. I am Brock Palmbush. I will be joined shortly by Eric Doc Love, as always. And we are here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium on the campus of Lansing Waverly High School, or just Waverly High School, for a big CAAC Blue matchup. This is the second time that these two teams will have played, the homestanding Warriors of Waverly and the Trojans of East Lansing. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part, as always, by Doubting Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And, of course, by Jeff and Chris Metz at Doubting Industries. If you're wondering what your future holds and you're not going to college, or you found out, college just isn't for you, check out the future that skilled trades can offer you. You'll be surprised. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. Well, it's going to be a little while before we start the varsity game. We are currently at halftime of the junior varsity game. That's absolutely right. And that's because the freshman game between these two teams went triple overtime. It started at 4 o'clock, like most freshman games start, either 4 or 4:30, but it started at 4 o'clock, and it went triple overtime, and East Lansing was able to pull it out in the final seconds of triple overtime, 65-63. And right now we are at halftime of the junior varsity game, getting ready to start the third quarter. It's 28-26 in favor of East Lansing. So it's going to be a little while here before we get things going. But, man, what a great atmosphere at Phil Odlum Gymnasium. It is almost a sellout right now. Waverly Athletic Director Scott Castile told me before the broadcast that they sold 450 tickets pre-sale, and they were all gone by yesterday morning. And I can tell you, they're pretty much all here right now. A few spots here, the people are still coming in here, and they had a big crowd here near the end of the freshman game, and it was a tremendously competitive game, which East Lansing freshmen were able to win. But this game here tonight, the leaders in the CAAC Blue, that's East Lansing. They are 7-0 in league play, 15-2 overall. Against Waverly at 5-2 in the league. They are 13-4 overall. And this is a game now where if Waverly has any hopes of winning or at least sharing a league championship in the CAAC Blue, they need to win this one here tonight. Lose this one, and it'll be down to a two-team race pretty much. Not mathematically, but it'll be pretty much be a two-team race down to East Lansing and Okemos. And East Lansing and Okemos will close the regular season against each other coming up in a couple of weeks. Hard to believe. 2 more weeks left in the regular season, and now I'm joined by Eric Doc Love. Had a hard time parking?
I did, actually, yes. I am very far away from here, actually. So
yeah. Well,
this place is packed.
It is,
to say the least.
It is almost sold out. There's a few pockets of empty seats, but not many right now. And
there sure are a lot of people hanging around in the hallways. That was tough enough just to get through into the gymnasium.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's just, this is a rarity. We come on the air at 7 o'clock and we figure, 5, 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we get on the air. But here we are at halftime of the junior varsity game, because the freshman game, again, went triple overtime, and East Lansing was victorious, 65-63 in that game. In this game, it's 28-26 East Lansing, and we're getting set to start the third quarter of play. As I was saying in the open, Eric Doc Love, this is a big game, obviously, for both teams, but for Waverly especially. If they have any designs on winning or at least sharing the CAAC Blue Championship, they need to win this game here tonight. Lose, and they're basically out of it.
Yeah, you got to, if you want to stay in that conference race, winning at home tonight and getting a little bit of revenge from falling in the first contest at East Lansing last month.
January 11th.
Yes. Then tonight is the night for you to get that done. Waverly playing pretty well right now. 4 straight wins for the Warriors at this point. They're 7-2 in the calendar year of 2024 so far. So
Waverly, by the way, coming off a win over Lansing Catholic on Tuesday night, 80-61. Derek Thomas II has had a terrific sophomore season. He had 25 points in that win. And the 1,000-point scorer for Waverly, Deontay Pfeiffer, he was held to 12 points, but that was enough to beat Lansing Catholic. Catholic a bit down this year compared to previous years, just a bit down this year. But they're 13-4 overall, 5-2 in the CAAC Blue. Yes, these two teams played back on January 11th. East Lansing won that one in a jam-packed East Lansing High School gym. 69-62 was that game. And East Lansing was led by the outstanding sophomore, K.J. Torbert. Yes, it's Kelvin Torbert Jr., the son of the former Michigan Stater, Kelvin Torbert Sr. Torbert did not start that game against Waverly, and he ended up with 32 points.
Yeah, he came off the bench, about maybe midway through that first quarter, and I don't know that he came out too much more often after that, maybe a rest here and there through the rest of those 3+ quarters, and played fantastic. Cam Hudson had 18 in that one. J.L. Branson, 12. That's your big 3 for Trojans.
Yep.
And they stepped up 69-62. It was closer than that. It came down the last couple possessions. And Torbert and the Trojans made some free throws late to kind of cinch that and clinch that win. Otherwise, Waverly had some chances. They were without some players too, Brock. Remember the Harris brothers were coming back from seeing their brother play in the Rose Bowl.
And in the national championship
game too.
Keyshawn Harris, a backup defensive back for Michigan. And they were just getting back. So they were a little bit undermanned, played their hearts out. And Deontay Pfeiffer, the senior, the 1,000-point career scorer, 26 points in that game. DeShante Malone had 12 points. And Derek Thomas, he struggled. He's had a great sophomore season, but East Lansing held him to 9 points and 10 rebounds. And yes, that is holding most sophomores 9 points, 10 rebounds. That's more than acceptable. But for Derek Thomas II, as good as he's been this year, that's a down game for him.
That's more than, fewer than half of what he averages. He averages about 21 points a ball game. So he did not get a lot of touches in that one. Not necessarily his fault, just being undermanned, a squad having a fewer players available for Coach Rod Watson that one. Keenan Harris, he only played a couple minutes. I think Jace Harris played maybe 1 or 2 at most.
Yep.
And those guys, they're more pivotal in the rotation. So, they were down some guys, and they just, they weren't 100% in that one. They still nearly eked out a win in a packed East Lansing Gymnasium. And this is a very similar scenario here tonight with all the people in here right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just they've been looking forward to this one for a while, and this is the second of potentially 3 meetings because it is possible, even though these teams are in separate districts, that they could play each other in the regionals. East Lansing, well, we're going to find out next week what the pairings are for the boys' districts, and they are in the Mason district with Okemos. And homestanding Mason, who, by the way, congratulations, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on, but congratulations to them, outright CAAC Red Champs once again. But those 3 teams are in that district at Mason. Waverly is in the Grand Ledge district, and they're in there with DeWitt and Grand Ledge. And Waverly favored to win that district as well. So those 2 teams, they're going to play in the same region, could meet again in the regionals. So this is the second of potentially 3 meetings, like I said.
Yeah, exactly. JV squad still going on. 5:13 left in the third quarter. Waverly just hit a 3. They're up 34-33. Let's hope we're not in for more, knock on wood, overtime. I didn't color me blind here, Brock. I didn't realize that freshman games could go triple overtime.
Yes.
I did not realize that.
Yes.
That they would.
And you know what? And I learned something watching this game. This is the first overtime game that I have seen under the new foul rules.
Okay.
5 fouls per quarter. Now, if you
discussed this before, we hadn't seen one yet in person.
Right. If you watch NBA basketball or if you watch women's college basketball, they go to the fouls per quarter.
Yep.
The NBA has used this for many, many years. But when we get to overtime, the fouls reset to 0, and on the 4th team foul, you shoot free throws.
Okay.
But in high school, because no shot clock and with a shorter game, fouls carry over from the fourth quarter.
Okay. So if you already are in the bonus,
it's going to be a lot of free throws.
a lot
more
of free
than
throws
likely.
in an overtime. Okay.
But
is that what happened in the?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah,
in the freshman game. Okay.
Yep. And each subsequent, the fouls do not reset, so it just
continues
over.
It
just continues over.
Okay.
And of course, with each overtime period, you get one full timeout per overtime period. So if you had nothing at the end of the regulation, you get one timeout. If you go to a second overtime and don't use that timeout, you get another timeout.
Okay.
So you have two left.
Two. Okay.
So that's the rule there. And first time we've seen it under the new rules. Still work in progress. We'll have. I'm sure the MHSA will have better information once this season is over, because the MHSA, Mark Yule told me, over the holidays they chart all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And they also chart at the semis and finals how long it takes to shoot the ball in a possession, because there's people out there, a lot of people out there that want to see the state of Michigan go to a shot clock, and they chart all this stuff. So
it's not a hey, let's do this and let soon kind of an issue. It's more of a all right, we're going to take some data, like you said, they're going to collect everything.
Yes,
we'll let it go for a couple of seasons and put everything together and be like, hey, okay, can we logistically make all of this work?
Logistically, it's harder than people think.
Or make some certain changes to it as far as like the fouls in overtime. Maybe they could change that at some point after a couple of years. Maybe they'll reset,
but they would have to get that direction from the National Federation that each individual state has the authorization to do it themselves.
To change things.
Right,
tweak things a little bit here and there.
Yep. Right.
It's all about, it's going to, this is our first year with this.
Yep.
And we will have several seasons, I'm sure, before we make any certain changes.
So. 3 or 4 years, I would certainly
at least, because you got to be able to go and you got to get a good base, and you got to be able to, really have, a full scope of things. You can't just be like, all right, this didn't work one year, let's change it. You got to give it a couple of seasons and let it kind of work itself out. And same thing we've talked about with the shot clock. Logistically wise, you have to have another person for it. It's not just somebody else can run the clock and the shot clock.
No.
You've got to have a separate person to do that.
And that person's not going to do it for free.
No, not necessarily.
Nor should they.
Yes, and then you're going to have to add a shot clock somewhere on both sides.
Yeah, it's not
just the gym.
It's not one shot
not
clock.
One, yeah.
It's two.
Yes.
You have to have one on each side of the gymnasium.
So you got to get two wired in.
Yep.
On both sides.
Correct.
And make sure.
And where are you going to put them where both teams can see them? Because both teams have to see both clocks.
Yes. And it's
tougher than people think.
There's not always spots. And I'm looking right now, we're looking at places here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium. I can't at the moment see a spot on both sides where you could have a shot clock at the moment. You would have to move things. Now there's some sponsorships and things, banners that could be moved and stuff like that.
Right.
But at the moment, I don't see that. A space for that to happen unless they can somehow add it to the scoreboard, like maybe an addition to the score. Maybe there's an addition to it on the sides. I don't know how I don't know anything about scoreboards as far as putting things together and adding things to it or whatever it may be. But maybe there's an addition that you could put on there. I don't know, but again, it's something that they're thinking about and getting data about and discussing it.
Yep.
It's just not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I think what did Mark Yule tell me over the holidays? He said. At the semis and finals, 18 seconds per possession for each time down the floor on average.
Yes.
Because some are longer and some are, shorter than others. And it's both boys and girls, by the way. That's, over just the last year. But hey, it's something because you hear people talking all the time. Hey, need a shot clock. Need a shot clock. Need a shot clock. Well, you know what? I tell you what. With the foul. The change to the fouls, 5 fouls per quarter, a shot clock, that is a lot more. That would be.
It adds more depth and more levels to that type of a thing.
More possession, more chance, more possessions.
Yep.
Chance of more fouls.
Yep.
And how long is the shot clock going to be? 30, 35, 45? Remember the first time when we were kids, back in the mid to late 80s, the shot clock was 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Then it went down to 35, and then it's now 30, which is perfectly fine.
Or 24 in the NBA.
And it's been 24 in the NBA since the 1950s. And why did they put that in the NBA? To prevent stalling.
Yeah.
Because teams would stall because of the great George Mikan. The Hall of Famer George Mikan, teams would stall just to keep the ball away from him. And the NBA owners, and it was the owners that said, we can't have this. This is not good for basketball.
No. And that's why some people would like the shot clock on the high school level, because they have some teams that do get a lead and then just try and sit on the ball as much as they can, and
we see that,
and dribble it out. Now we see it to a lesser degree in some games where teams that can run a weave and they're trying to run a minute or something off. Some teams will literally sit in a four-corner offense, and if the defense doesn't come out to them, they'll just sit there.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's happened in games that I've broadcasted, in games that I've seen or have heard about in my last 10 years, whatever it was. It hasn't been recently, but it has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. It doesn't happen all the time.
Nope.
Because there's a lot of schools and a lot of teams, a lot of coaches don't like to run a delay type offense because it takes you out of your regular offense.
Correct.
And in some cases, because of AAU and playing pickup ball, they don't know how to. Some of them don't know how to run it.
No.
So.
It's less likely now, but it is still one of the things where
right.
that's why people are asking for a shot clock, is because they don't want teams to go into a delay. But hey, what if it's your team that is delaying while they're winning? Then I bet you probably don't want a shot clock then. I mean, it's two sides of the coin.
There is two sides of the coin, but it is something that we'll be talking about. And by the way, yes, we are here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium. We're getting ready for the big matchup between Waverly and East Lansing. And we're still in the junior varsity game here. It's in the third quarter, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And why are we in the third quarter? If you're just joining us, because the freshman game went triple overtime. Mm-hmm. Started at 4 o'clock, like most freshman games do, and it went triple overtime. And it ended just before 6 o'clock.
It's a long time for a freshman to play.
It's a long time for a freshman game. Absolutely.
2 hours.
Yes. As we mentioned before, congratulations to Mason. They clinched the outright CAAC Red Championship with a victory last night over Fowlerville. They are the outright Red champs again for the second year in a row, and they are 17-2 right now on the season. Man, what a great season that Mason has had, and they're going to have a tough time in the district, even though they host it.
Yes,
they've got East Lansing, and they have Okemos in their district. But you know what? With Mason, with everybody healthy, and they do. You remember they had the 2 injuries last year to Kason Carswell and Luke Marlin, which really hindered them in the district last year. They want to make sure they have all their weapons out there and everything else working for them. But
the only conference that's officially wrapped up so far, right?
That's right.
Is the Red, because they have a multi-game lead.
Yes,
with
they got
a few left.
Exactly, they're 8-0, and St. John's is 4-4 in league play. As far as the CMAC goes, Langsburg just played an NBA schedule. They played 3 games in 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and won all of them.
Yeah.
They are 18-0, 15-0 in the CMAC. Looks like they're going to win that league. Once again, they got a 2-game lead on PW. PW's 12-2, so actually 2.5-game lead. But Langsburg's streak is just amazing. And Xander Woodruff, the All-Stater, Division III, all he did was score a career-high 43 points last night in their victory. He's over 15. He's the all-time leading scorer ever at Langsburg now, over 1,500 career points with the remainder of his senior year happening. And Coach Tim Beebe's got a terrific team there. I've seen him play once, and they're very, very impressive. And so they could be the next one that could be,
that's the next
clinching.
Conference that it is up essentially, and they haven't officially,
not yet,
but it's almost certainly
I'll tell you,
wrapped up because they've beaten PW twice, and PW's right behind them.
Yes, but the CAAC White, that could be, not mathematically cinched yet, but if Sexton can beat Charlotte tonight down at the Oriole Dome, that would put Sexton at 10-0 in league play, and Charlotte 7-3 in league play. 3 up with 4 games to go. You would have to almost give the title to Sexton then. Big ball game tonight down. If Charlotte has any hope of sharing or winning or sharing the CAACY, they got to win tonight.
Yep. We saw Sexton beat Charlotte at Sexton.
Yes.
Earlier this season.
And they look good there, too.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the standings since we're talking about the standings on the boys' side. We'll go over the schedule, too, coming up. There's limited amount of games here tonight because there were quite a few games last night. Again, the boys and girls playing at the same time. These conferences have figured out ways to make it better for everybody.
Yep.
Okay, so you see games every night. Six 6 nights a week. That's what I wanted to say. Monday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you've been seeing. 2 weeks left for the boys, 3 weeks left for the girls. And that's where we are with that. Other action tonight, a bit of a limited schedule. Like you said, Everett is at Holt tonight. Grand Ledge is at Okemos. Of course, we're here at Waverly, East Lansing at Waverly. In the CAAC Red, it is Williamston at Hazlitt. In the CAAC White, Sexton is at Charlotte. Lansing Catholic is at Eaton Rapids. And Ionia is at Olivet. In the CMAC, Fowler is at Potterville. And in other action, Ovid Elsie hosts Byron. Maple Valley is at Quincy. And Leslie is at Napoleon. Those are the games that are tonight around the area. Surprise, no games involving Mid-Michigan teams tomorrow on the boys' side. And so that's what we got there. Taking a look at the standings right there, other than what we've just went over with the red and the white with Sexton and Charlotte and CMAC, what else sticks out to you? What's a team that's out there that's, that you might be looking for come tournament time that could make a run?
Somebody that could surprise.
Maybe make an upset, maybe make a run to the regionals.
Olivet's kind of hanging around there.
Bo Lincoln, Bo Lincoln's had a terrific year.
They're 12-5 right now. Are the Eagles of Olivet 6-3 in the conference? They still, they're 3 games behind Sexton as far in the white, so they probably not really. And
lost a tough one last Friday at home.
Yep.
They had a game-tying 3-pointer at the buzzer, waved off. It was after the buzzer, and from what I heard, it was the correct call.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Olivet's a chance. We saw Portland once. They didn't play well against Sexton, but they're still a team that potentially could make some noise.
11-5 overall.
Yeah.
5-5 in the league play, as they played last night, and they were victorious, beating Lakewood.
Yeah. Teams that other teams that you can never count out Everett in a playoff. I mean, the Vikings can surprise you and come out of nowhere and make some runs.
They were 2-20 last year, and they were 2 baskets away from going to the district final.
Yep, they're 7-7 right now, and 2-6 in conference play. So obviously not making any moves in the blue, but nevertheless a team that you can't count out in a playoffs. You never know exactly what's going to happen there. Fowler's had a solid year in the CMAC. They're 11-7 right now and 10-4, but I mean they've lost to Langsburg, obviously, which everybody does right now.
You know what? If you finish 3rd behind Langsburg and PW and you're Fowler, a Division IV school, obviously you want to win the league championship, but there's no shame finishing 3rd behind Langsburg and PW as good as they are. Oh, by the way, PW, sophomore, we know about sophomores like KJ Torbert and Derek Thomas II, who are here tonight for East Lansing and Waverly, respectively. Grady Eklund, sophomore for PW, for head coach Dominic Schneider. He's having an outstanding season. He could be all-state as a sophomore.
I wouldn't be surprised.
In Division III.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He definitely could. Another team out there, Stockbridge, 12-4. They're playing independent this year. They're going to be going into a new league next year. They're independent this year. They're going to go, I think, the Interstate 8, I think they're going to next year. So
Charlotte used to be in the Interstate 8.
That's right. They were. And now they're back in the CAAC, which they belong there, in my opinion. So somebody like Stockbridge, and you just never know. Even though Weberville's got an 8-8 league 8-8 overall record, that they're a Division IV school, and you can never count them out in a Division IV district with St. Pat's, Lansing Christian, teams like that. St. Pat's, actually they've had a good week. They're 8-10 now, 6-8.
They won 3 games this week.
They've won 3 games this week. Lansing Christian really struggling this season at 2-16. But hey, they're a new team in the CMAC, and they're playing in the CMAC, a little bit better competition than what was in the GLAC.
Yeah, the GLAC had some decent teams in it for sure, and there were some years that Leslie was really good, and there's some years that Stockbridge was pretty good too. And when Olivet was a part of it, Olivet would win quite a bit as well in the GLAC. It wasn't as tough as the CMAC. It was a good conference. Not going to deny that at all. But yeah, a little tougher in the CMAC. Well, I mean, when you get Langsburg and PW and Fowler, when you start throwing those teams in there, Dansville's had good years as well. I mean, Potterville's had some decent years in recent memory.
They have. Yeah, Perry, competitive this year. 7-7 in league play, first year in the CMAC, and they will play in the CMAC in football next season. They were an independent this year. But that's kind of what's going on. Of course, I'll recap everything coming up tomorrow on High School Rewind here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, 10 a.m. until 11. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. He's here tonight. No shock there.
Nope.
He will join me tomorrow. And one of these two coaches, I've already got confirmation that they will join me at some point tomorrow. They're both working when they're not coaching. I understand that. So, but either Ray Mitchell, the head coach at East Lansing, or Rod Watts, the coach at Waverly, is going to be joining me on High School Rewind tomorrow.
6 minutes left in regulation here in this JV game, by the way. Waverly winning 40-39 at this point.
Now, for our sake, and I think for everybody else's sake, let's hope it's not overtime.
Yes, I said regulation, but let's hope it stays in regulation too.
Yep.
Waverly with a put back in now. It's 42-39 with 5:45 left.
So there you go with that. As far as girls basketball goes, taking a look at the standings right now. The big one is in the CAAC Red. Williamston is playing Hazlitt tonight at Hazlitt. Williamston upset Hazlitt at Williamston High School earlier in the season, and it's down to those two teams in the CAAC Red. If Williamston wins, they've got a 2-game lead. With 2 games to go, they clinch a share of the league championship. If Hazlitt wins, they would be both 7-1, and they're tied going to the last 2, and they would have to win the last 2 games in conference to clinch a share of that league championship. So that's one of the big ones on the girls' side tonight. Taking a look at some of the other action, Lansing Catholic at Eaton Rapids. Saw Lansing Catholic beat Hazlitt on the road on Tuesday night. Hazlitt can play with Lansing Catholic. That's Hazlitt girls under Coach Ross Baker, first girls team in this mid-Michigan area that I've seen that can play with Lansing Catholic. They were down double figures in the fourth quarter. They got it down to 2 or 3 points, but Lansing Catholic was able to make the plays in the stretch. The Richards twins, Leah and Anna, were just excellent last night or on Tuesday night, and Gabby Hallowell, who's could be having an all-state year for the Lansing Catholic Cougars. She struggled a bit on Tuesday night. But the big matchup coming up next Tuesday, Lansing Catholic is at Portland next Tuesday night.
Okay.
And Portland has only lost 1 game this season. They are 14-1 overall. They are 8-1 in the CAAC White. So that's what it looks like there.
And their loss was to
Lansing Catholic. Yeah, they lost by 24 points, 66-42. Taking a look at the CAAC Blue, DeWitt, 8-0 in league play. They're 15-2 overall. Holt, right behind them, they are 7-1 in league play. They are 11-5 overall. And East Lansing, after a slow start, they're getting going. They are 11-5 overall. They're 7-2 in the league. It's really those 3 teams to the wire here with 3 weeks to go.
DeWitt having another good year under Coach Bill McCullough. They've been good for a number of years, and winning 1 game so far this week, 15-2, like you said, and 8-0 in the conference. And Holt sticking with them in the CMAC. Still a mess in the CMAC, Brock.
It is.
St. Pat's right now
absolutely is
sitting at 11-1 in conference. Fowler at 10-2, just behind them. Dansville 10-2, just behind them. Bath at 9-3, so a little out of it in that point, but still not totally out of it in that. St. Pat 14-2 overall, and Fowler is 12-3. Brock's handwriting a little sloppy.
It's not good. Yeah, they are 12-3 on the season, 10-2 in league play, as is Dansville. Bath is 9-3 in the league there. So it's really those 4 teams now to the wire for the CMAC. A team like Ovid Elsie, hey, they're 12-2. They were quarterfinalists last year under head coach Dr. Ryan Cunningham. Leslie, a team that was in my top 10 poll this week, they're 12-3 on the season. So those are teams that we need to be looking at as well. And by the way, here it is 4.5 minutes to go here in regulation of the JV game, and East Lansing leading Waverly 43-42. Now it just changed because it's now 45-43 Waverly. They just hit a 3-pointer.
Yep. This game's been tight throughout, back and forth. There's been a lot of lead changes.
So let's take a look at some of the girls' action tonight. Okemos is at Grand Ledge. Mason at Fowlerville. Mentioned Williamston at Hazlitt. That's probably the game of the night on the girls' side.
Yep.
St. John's at Eastern. Sexton is at Charlotte. Lansing Catholic at Eaton Rapids. Ionia at Olivet. Saranac at Bath. One of the other top games, PW at Dansville.
Yes.
That'll be good. That's going to be a good one tonight down at Dansville High School. Lansing Christian is at Langsburg. Perry is at Portland St. Pat's. Fowler at Potterville. Byron at Ovid Elsie. Napoleon is at Leslie. Stockbridge is at Jackson Northwest. So we're just waiting for this JV game to get over with between East Lansing and Waverly.
It's tied now.
And it's tied.
45 apiece.
Now, normally we would be at 7:30 at night. We would probably be maybe even in the second quarter right about now.
I say we'd be in the second quarter and maybe on our way to halftime almost for some games. So most games have started early, but
yep.
We've had a lot of late games this year.
We've had a few.
It seems like.
We've had a few. Well, we know we're going to be on the air until after 9 o'clock. I can just about guarantee that.
Yeah.
Between the freshman and JV games, there was a 12-minute interval. Okay. Usually it's 20, and in some cases, if the game runs long, it goes 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing it's going to. I would think they would cut this thing to 12. Had a chance to talk to both coaches before we went on the air at 7 o'clock tonight. East Lansing, coached by Ray Mitchell in his 6th season, says the main thing he needs to do, he thinks his team needs to do, shut down Deontay Pfeiffer, the senior for Waverly. Need to make him work and make him work for his shots, and if they can do that, they think they got a really good chance to win this one tonight.
Well, he had 26 in their matchup in East Lansing, so he was by far the leading scorer. They only had 2 guys double figures. That one Pfeiffer had 26, and then Malone had 11. So, I'm sure that keeping Derek Thomas II in check a little bit too. They did that the first ball game with him averaging over 20 points a ball game. But Pfeiffer, the senior, he wants to get a piece of East Lansing tonight for Waverly and give them a chance to
stay in the
conference race. Yeah.
Yep. As far as Waverly goes, their head coach Rod Watts, the Waverly alum, the former Eastern coach, it is he told me, want to match their intensity, want to match the energy early on, set the tone. So I think maybe the first quarter of this game will be big for them. Need to stop the big 3. And that would be
Torbert, Hudson,
and Branson.
Yep.
That's what he means. And they play wants to play warrior basketball, which is tough, physical, clean, not dirty. We're not talking about dirty play, but very, very tough basketball. Waverly always has good athletes. They're always competitive. And they have enough talent. Even when in years they are down, they have enough talent on the roster. They can beat just about anybody on any given night. I know that's a cliche, but, it does. You got to play them no matter what their record is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me.
There are other, we talk like Everett has those teams like that too, where they struggle at times. They'll still give you a ball game, make a run in the playoffs. Same with Sexton too, as well. Even when their teams are a little bit down, they still will give you a ball game. Waverly's, they've been very good in recent years, being competitive in the CAAC Blue, and East Lansing has stepped up and been premier this season. Only 2 losses, and they came to top teams in the state. Warren Lincoln in Division II, and then Orchard Lake St. Mary's in Division I.
Just last Saturday.
Yep. So the last 2 Saturdays, actually.
Yes.
East Lansing has gone, and those are their 2 losses this year. 2-2 in their last 4 ball games, but still hanging in there. Number 3 in Division I.
Yes, they are.
A lot of people thought they were number 1 overall in the state, but they were within a couple.
Now.
They were within a couple of buckets against Warren Lincoln, and then Warren Lincoln put it on him in the 4th quarter. And Orchard Lake St. Mary ball game was not as close either. It was 56-37. So East Lansing still young. When you're talking about the big 3, still a sophomore and 2 juniors. So they got room to grow.
Yes, they do. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Dowding Industries. That's Jeff and Chris Metz in Dowding Industries. They're always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And, of course, by the Lansing Sports Commission. Megan Zemer and her great staff, they do a great job. Seems like 24/7, 365. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. We're down to the final 2 minutes of this junior varsity game. Waverly leading East Lansing 50 to 49. And now it's 51-50 as East Lansing just scores here. And this looks like this is going to go down to the wire here. And, man.
Lead change count has to be 15-20, at least in this ballgame.
At least.
Pretty much every possession.
We got an East Lansing player down, but man, now I'm looking in the stands here. I'm looking at the far side. Almost every seat is taken. We got people.
I don't know that I see too many seats available. You're right. There's a couple maybe at the top. That's about
here
it.
And there. Yeah, it's not many. It is absolutely wild. We figured it was going to be like this, jam-packed crowd. You know, Scott Castile, I mentioned this right at the start, half hour ago. I mean, this has to be a rarity going on the air for 35 minutes here. And this varsity game is not going to start until close to 8 o'clock, which is really, really rare. But Scott Castile told me that earlier this week they got 450 tickets in advance, and they had them all sold out by yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So that's what they got, and they sold them out.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much all here tonight, right now. It is a jam-packed gymnasium, Phil Odlum Gymnasium here at Waverly High School. Got the starting lineups here. Got a chance to get the starting lineups here. We'll give them again before we get the game going here in about, I would say, well, I don't know.
Hopefully in at least 15 or 20 minutes.
Let's hope within 20 minutes. But starting for East Lansing tonight, as I bring up their roster here. Yes, number 1, Brian Wyndham Jr. That's B.J. Wyndham. He is a junior. He is listed at 6 foot. He's listed at guard. He's starting tonight for East Lansing, as is number 2, Kelvin Torbert Jr., KJ Torbert, the 6'3" shooting guard, just a sophomore. He's starting for Coach Ray Mitchell tonight, as is number 3, Jace Branson, Jayce, but everybody calls him JL. He's a 6'4" shooting guard, just a junior, and he's starting tonight, as well as number 5, Cam Hudson, 6'6", junior. And the 5th starter is number 21, Christian Dunn, who has missed some time earlier in the season due to sickness and some injuries, but he is back. He is a 4-year starter, 4-year player.
Yes.
He's been on varsity for 4 years for Coach Ray Mitchell, 6'7". He's the lone listed forward on this starting 5. He is a senior for Coach Ray Mitchell. And again, Ray Mitchell in his 6th season. So it's Wyndham, Torbert, Branson, Hudson, and Dunn for East Lansing. For Waverly and Coach Rod Watts, starting for them, number 0, Keenan Harris. He's a senior, 5'8". Number 2, Deshante Malone. He wears number 2. He's a 5'8" junior. Also starting, number 4, Kavandre Pena, 5'10". He is a senior. And then the top 2 guys scoring-wise, number 15, Deontay Pfeiffer, the 6'6" senior, the 1,000-point scorer, 1,000-point career scorer, that is. He's starting for them, as well as number 22, Derek Thomas II, 6'3", sophomore for Coach Rod Watts. So that's 0, Keenan Harris, 2, Deshante Malone, number 4, Kavandre Pena, number 15, Deontay Pfeiffer, and number 22, Derek Thomas II.
Differences in rotation for this teams if no one has either seen or listened to our broadcasts. East Lansing a little bit deeper compared to Waverly.
A little bit.
A little bit more. The Warriors lack a little bit of size, too, compared to the East Lansing lineup. Now, you mentioned there were 4 guards starting. Well, you have guards at 6'3", 6'4", 6'6". So it's not really, they're more forwards, but they're listed as guards, essentially.
We're in the final minute here of this JV game between East Lansing and Waverly, and surprise, it's tied.
Yep. Waverly has 5 team fouls, and East Lansing is now going to the charity stripe for 2 shots. Now we got a wet spot on the court.
And I got to tell you, for the freshman game, once it got into the overtime periods, crowd really got into it. It wasn't a full crowd, but it was 2/3, 3/4 full in anticipation of this varsity game.
Yeah.
And this is just a great atmosphere here tonight. And coming up next week, well, we're not sure where we're going to go here.
First free throw was missed for East Lansing.
Taking a look, Waverly's got a tough game coming up next Monday as they are at Okemos.
Oh, wow.
They play them next Monday night, just 3 days from now. Hull is at Everett next Monday. Langsburg, undefeated, they are at Freeland. So let's see if Xander Woodruff can keep his great season going. Some of the other action next week, next to last week of the boys' season. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Because the boys started a week early. They're going to end a week early, and the state tournament starts 2 weeks from Monday, February 26th.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the state tournament begins, of course, and then the girls will begin a week after that. 43 seconds to go in this junior varsity game. East Lansing leading Waverly 53-52. And still 53-52 as Waverly just missed a free throw here.
Both teams in the bonus. 5 team fouls apiece.
And I think at this point, it's a junior varsity game. They just want this game to be over with.
Yeah.
Because they're here for the nightcap of this game. And it's still 53-52 as a second missed free throw. And now we got a foul here.
Waverly commits a foul on the rebound off the missed free throw, which honestly is not bad because they're down 1 point, and you don't want the clock to just run out.
No.
I mean, that's what would happen. East Lansing could just run the clock out.
So, Doc, you've heard what the coaches told me before the game. You see the lineups, what we got here. We know what these teams have done this week and against each other. Keys to the game.
I think for Waverly, being able to rebound is going to be huge for them. They need second chance opportunities. If they miss a shot, and East Lansing's defense is really good, it can be suffocating at times. If they miss a shot, they got to crash the boards. East Lansing will get out and run, obviously, but nevertheless. You need those second chance opportunities. You got the stats from the previous game.
Unofficially, East Lansing 28 rebounds, Waverly 18.
Yeah, so there were not a lot of rebounds total in that ball game, but East Lansing got the majority of them. If you have double-digit rebounding advantage, you're more than likely going to win a ball game. So I think rebounding is probably the biggest thing for Waverly in this. And then taking care of the ball. East Lansing will press. They will trap.
Oh, yes.
They will cause some havoc out there at times. So I think, the old valuing your possessions type of thing will be key in this one for Waverly. You don't want to get into situations where you run down there and throw the ball away, or something happens at half court and you get trapped and you get a 10-second call, something like that. You don't want that to happen tonight.
Or 5-second closely guarded call. Or do you want to get caught in the lane? I saw a number of 3-second calls in the freshman game. Of course, they call that a little bit tighter at the lower levels. But, you don't want to get caught in the lane on offense and not, moving or anything like that, because they will call it.
Yep. And I think for East Lansing on the road is, obviously being able to handle the pressure on the road. Now, East Lansing is, well traversed, and obviously a team that will play just about anybody, as noted by the last couple weeks. They Warren Lincoln, Orchard Lake, St. Mary. This is still hostile conference territory.
It is.
And don't lose your emotions. Don't get into a scrap or anything like that on the court with guys. I think playing on the road is always tough. So play within yourself for East Lansing. Take care of the ball. Again, obviously, is key on the road. And then who's going to be, of the big three, who's going to have the big game? Because there's always somebody steps up, it seems like, in these games. So when they're
it'll be somebody off the radar that steps up for either of these teams. Who the heck knows? Other than Deontay Pfeiffer or Derek Thomas II, who steps up for them?
They have 2 good players that are fairly consistent. Now, who's the third guy? Is it going to be Malone? Is it Keenan Harris? Is it Kavandra Pena? Maybe somebody off the bench.
Trey Miller off the bench has had some good moments here and there this season. Will it be somebody like B.J. Wyndham, who maybe gets a hot hand early and they just feed him the ball?
Charlie Baker's had some good ball games. Not a ton of points, but he's been scoring at times and then lots of rebounds.
And congratulations to him. He's got a preferred walk-on to Michigan State.
Yep.
Very good football players we saw during the fall.
Oh, yes.
And we wish him absolutely the best of luck, but a very good athlete and good basketball player as well. Won't be starting tonight, but he will. You would certainly think he is going to play tonight. We're in the final seconds here of this junior varsity game. 54-52 East Lansing. And they're going to the line for 2 free throws here.
11.7 remaining.
And this game's, not going to start until 8 o'clock. Not unprecedented. We've seen games go late before. I remember one game, PW was playing Langsburg at PW, and there was a big-time delay because there was a major injury right before the half.
Yep.
And they did not start until after 8 o'clock, and we didn't get out of there until almost 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we may be headed to that coming up. But this is high school basketball here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. In the final seconds here, Waverly down by 3. And they're going to launch a 3 to tie. No good. East Lansing's got it. Now they get fouled with 2 seconds left. And basically one free throw is going to end it here for this JV game. Competitive junior varsity game.
It was. Waverly had a chance. A guy wide open from beyond the arc and just rattled in and out for him.
1.7 seconds left, and then we'll get going here. Well, we'll see.
Brandon Johns Jr. brother.
And I saw him. I saw him, Brandon Johns Jr. in the stands tonight.
His brother's at the free throw line right now. 1
free throw. Got it. This game's going to be over.
Yep.
East Lansing's going to win. So let's see if it's a 12-minute or a 15-minute interval. We'll find out. And the second one's good. And East Lansing's going to win this one.
Waverly burned a timeout.
They're calling their last timeout. And so here we are again at Phil Odlum Gymnasium in the, what do you call this? Not a balcony.
The crow's nest?
Yeah. There you go. I knew you'd come up with the right word or right words for that.
We're suspended up high above the air, up in the air at Phil Odlum Gymnasium.
No, you're not looking live in the tradition of the NFL Today with Brent Musburger. By the way, I can't wait to watch that retrospective on the NFL Today coming up this Sunday before the Super Bowl. Pre-game show that started it all for the NFL.
Yeah.
And by the way, yes, Brent Musburger should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
They have a media wing. I know not everyone likes Brent Musburger. Somewhat understandable by his own admission.
Yeah.
But he belongs in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And now this game is over. East Lansing has beaten Waverly in this JV game 57-52, but it went down to the final seconds.
Again, yeah, you're right. At least we don't have triple overtime for this one. So,
now let's see. The scoreboard's going to reset. Oh, it's going to be 20 minutes. Okay.
We'll see.
You know what? It's more of a discretion thing.
Yeah. I hope it's not 20 minutes. Let's do 15, guys.
I agree.
Guys have been ready to go. Come on, they have been.
They're ready to go. They did a 12-minute interval between freshmen and the JV game.
Try to yell down to Scott and tell him 15?
Yeah, I dare you.
He's over at the scorer's table right now.
And they may be talking about that right now. The clock is moving.
Yep, all right, he said start it. So, okay. 20 more minutes up there.
So this game will not start until after 8 o'clock.
Hope you got those hard commands out at 9 o'clock.
I did.
Okay.
I may have to take them out at
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Let's hope not. But, well, you can hear the booing and cheering and all of that for East Lansing as they are first out here. And a lot of expectations for this East Lansing squad this year. They were awfully young last year, and now you're going to hear the cheer for the Waverly Warriors. This Waverly squad, they were probably the best team in the area last year, but they lost to East Lansing in the district finals game we did up at St. John's High School. They were just, East Lansing just wasn't better than Waverly. Wasn't as good as East Lansing that particular night.
No, it was all Trojans that night. They got on them pretty early and held them off the rest of that ball
Waverly
game.
made a huge run there to get it within single digits in the final couple of minutes, but East Lansing was able to regroup and able to finish the game, and they were able to go all the way to the quarterfinals before they lost to Muskegon at Caledonia High School. And both of these teams looking to get that far, and both of these teams, you know what, confidence-wise, they believe they can get at least that far. Both these teams.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously the talk even before the season started was East Lansing's the premier team in the area, maybe in the state, and that they were looking that way for the majority of that time, and until recently, losing to, like we said, Warren Lincoln and then Orchard Lake St. Mary in Division II and Division I. But nevertheless, I mean, extremely talented, still technically kind of young.
Young in spots, yeah.
With Torbert being a sophomore, obviously, and then Branson and Hudson being juniors. Dunn's a senior. He's the one guy that's been around for 4 years, nevertheless. Wyndham, a junior out there. But, coming off the bench, junior, Cam Essel. I mean, you get a junior, Duarte Sams Jr. Who else comes off the bench? We've seen DQ Stewart, a sophomore.
Yep.
So there's a smattering of seniors out on the team, but for the most part, a younger squad still this year.
We'll take a time out here. I got to tell you, this has got to be the longest we have stretched because we started right at 7 o'clock. It's 7:50 right now, and we're finally taking our first break coming up.
I was 5 minutes late. So
understandable. It's understandable. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, because there's a lot of construction going on here. They're doing a lot of work here at Waverly High School here, and
the usual parking lot and entrances are closed because of that construction. So you got to go all the way around the building.
Yes,
and walk through part of the school,
or park in the auxiliary parking lot, which is more adjacent to the football field, the visitor side of the football field. But we'll take a time out and we'll come back. This is high school basketball. You're listening to Downing Industries' presentation of high school basketball here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network.
The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Brock Palmbush, Erik Doc Love here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium on the campus of Waverly High School. It's the East Lansing Trojans at the Waverly Warriors. Battle of CAAC Blue Powers. East Lansing 7-0 in league play. They are 15-2 overall. Waverly 5-2 in league play. They are 13-4 overall. Both these teams are coming off victories. We've mentioned this before, but mention it again. East Lansing beat Everett on Tuesday night, 77-46. KJ Torbert, 27 points. Cam Hudson had 17 for the Trojans. And for Waverly, they defeated Lansing Catholic on Tuesday night, 80-61. Derek Thomas II, continuing his outstanding sophomore year, he had 25 points, and Deontay Pfeiffer had 12. So both these teams coming off wins, and a lot of confidence here. They know, these kids know what's at stake tonight.
Oh, absolutely. 4 straight victories for the Warriors. Like I mentioned before, 7-2 in 2024 so far, and
in the calendar year.
Calendar year of 2024. Yep, and then. For East Lansing, 2-2 in their last 4 ball games. They beat Everett, and then they beat Grand Ledge last week on Tuesday, January 30th, but losing to Orchard Lake St. Mary this past Saturday, 56-37, and then losing the Saturday before that to Warren Lincoln. So they're ready to prove themselves again in a conference matchup that was a 7-point victory for East Lansing the first time when they were over in EL 69-62. We mentioned before, Torbert 32 points, all off the bench for the Trojans, and Deontay Pfeiffer had 26 for Waverly in that one. So Derek Thomas II leads them in scoring for the Warriors. Deontay Pfeiffer right behind him at 18 a game. And then Kavandre Pena is their assist man and theft guy.
Yeah.
The other things for them as well. Torbert leads the Trojans in scoring at 18 a game and 5 rebounds. Hudson right behind him at 17 and 6 rebounds. And then J.L. Branson at 13.5 points per ball game. P.J. Wyndham brings up 4th at 3.5 points a game, but he has 3 assists. And then I mentioned Charlie Baker. He does 3 points a game, but it's about 5-6 rebounds as well. So he has pivotal minutes off the bench for Coach Ray Mitchell.
Having a minor issue here with the basket to our right in front of the at the East Lansing bench and down of the court. the basket was moving up.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's stable here. It's shaking a little bit. We'll see if that's a factor at some point during this game. Let's hope not, because that could cause even more of a delay.
So we saw guys dunking on it in warm-ups here for Waverly.
That may have been the problem.
Maybe something happened.
And they were doing it with the officials not here, not on the court, because if they do it while these guys are on the court, that's technical foul.
Yep. The officials are here out there now.
Yes, they are.
But they weren't before.
So both teams are warming up here. People are leaving the premises now. A few of them probably to go making sure they get their refreshments in before this game starts, because they don't want to miss anything when these 32 minutes get going here in about 11 minutes or so.
I don't know that you really want to leave your seat at this point, would you? I mean,
no,
as packed as this place is, I wouldn't want to get up unless I absolutely had to.
So both the captains are meeting with the officials right now, and with the coaches as well. Rod Watts for Waverly, Ray Mitchell for East Lansing.
Mitchell in his light blue suit out here. East Lansing, of course, colors the dark blue.
Yep.
And then red. Ray Mitchell in the, it's not quite a teal look.
No.
But a brighter blue, nonetheless.
So that meeting gets done with. The team's still warming up here, and just been, waiting in anticipation for a couple of hours now.
Literally. It's
more than 3 hours now. As the reason this game has not started yet at 7:57, now 7:58, is because the freshman game went triple overtime. East Lansing was able to win it 65-63, but it went triple overtime. They played 3 more quarters. They played 44 minutes of basketball, or 4 minutes short of a regulation NBA game.
Yeah.
And then the freshman game went right down to the final 15 seconds, and East Lansing was able to win that one.
The JV game, you mean?
The junior, what did I say?
You said freshman.
Well, yeah.
East Lansing won the freshman one.
And they won the junior varsity game.
So they're looking for the complete sweep tonight.
Absolutely.
With the varsity.
Yes, they are. And we get close to the 8 o'clock hour. Want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. We thank you, those of you who are listening on thegame730am.com, also the Lansing Sports Network.
Or on the app.
Or on the Game 730 AM app. It literally takes, 2 minutes to download and for it to get running normally?
It might be faster, depending on if you're on Wi-Fi.
Might be faster than that. Yeah, absolutely. So this ball game here, second of potentially 3 meetings. We mentioned that. They won't play in the same district, but it is very possible they could play each other in the regional tournament if they get that far in the second week of the state tournament. But after this one, they got to get through the district tournament. Waverly is in the Grand Ledge district, where they have to contend with DeWitt, and who's a dangerous opponent. And, of course, East Lansing has to be at the Mason district, where they got to contend with potentially both Mason, who's the CAAC Red Champs and is having a great year, and Okemos, team they already beat earlier this season, the game that we did earlier this year.
And then Okemos and East Lansing will match up for the last regular season game right before that tournament starts.
Coming up in a couple of weeks. By the way, tonight is Coaches versus Cancer night here, and we're seeing players from the freshman teams, the JV teams, and the varsity teams wearing T-shirts honoring coaches, supporting Coaches versus Cancer, and they've got the names of family members, loved ones, or friends that either have had the dreaded disease of cancer or have passed away due to cancer. And they've been doing this in conjunction with college basketball, and the NBA has even kicked in with this as well. You'll see a lot of coaches in the NBA wear sneakers.
Yes.
Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, he's one of them. You'll see a lot of coaches in the NBA do that. Of course, the colleges, they've been heavily involved with it for many, many years. Because of the late, great Jim Valvano, and, of course, Dick Vitale, who's battling his own, has his own battle with cancer, with his vocal cords. And we hope he, gets through that all right. I mean, a lot of people are praying for him worldwide. And because of those individuals, a lot of coaches, and it's just bled down to the high schools. And now here we are at Waverly High School tonight, East Lansing and Waverly, both wearing T-shirts in support of Coaches versus Cancer.
And you'll see, even during football season, you'll see a variation of it as well.
In October, breast cancer research. You'll see a lot of teams wear pink socks, wear pink shoes.
Armbands, whatever they got.
Exactly.
Sort of thing.
Within regulations, MHSA regulations, yes. And they do allow, the MHSA does allow that to a certain degree. But so obviously great thing.
We see some Waverly players with pink sneakers out there right now.
Yep. Yes, I do. So we're just about ready to go here. Here in just a few minutes, hopefully.
Might be able to check. There might be some games that are almost over with by now.
There could be, or at least some that are in the second half.
I'll go to Twitter and see if I can find any other. There wasn't a ton of action tonight, like you mentioned, for the boys' side.
No, other action tonight. Fowler at Potterville, Everett at Holt, Grand Ledge at Okemos, Williamston at Hazlitt, Sexton at Charlotte, Lansing Catholic at Eaton Rapids, Ionia at Olivet, Byron at Ovid Elsie, Maple Valley at Quincy. Those are the games tonight on the boys' side. So kind of a light schedule. And on the girls' side, the big one's Williamston at Hazlitt. That's for the lead in the CAAC Red. Okemos is at Grand Ledge, Mason at Fowlerville, St. John's at Eastern, Sexton at Charlotte, Catholic is at Eaton Rapids, Ionia at Olivet, Saranac at Bath, PW at Dansville. That's the big one in the CMAC. Lansing Christian at Langsburg. Perry is at Portland St. Pat's, who is just having a fantastic season. They're 11-1 in the CMAC on the girls' side, 14-2 overall.
You talk about the girls' one, end of the third quarter. It's PW 15, Dansville 9.
Third quarter?
Yeah, end of third, 15-9. So are these stall tactics?
I hope that's a misprint.
Well, let me go back to the Dansville Aggie.
That's possible. I mean,
it was 6-5 at halftime.
Wow. That's all I can say. Wow.
Halftime, Olivet and Ionia leading 30-22. Williamston leading over Hazlitt at halftime, 29-23.
That's boys?
Yep, and boys basketball. Okay. Both of those were boys basketball, yes.
All right.
And then let me scroll down a little bit
I can't get over that PW Dansville girls score. That is stunning. 15-9 at the end of the third quarter.
From the Bleacher Denizen, no one is stalling. This is a real halftime score. Dansville 6, PW 5.
Nobody's stalling.
No one is stalling. This is a legit halftime score.
Well, that means nobody's making anything. That's nobody
incredible.
making a shot. That's wow.
Shocking to say the least.
Yes.
End of 3, PW 15, Dansville 9.
We'll recap that as well as the other games around the area, not only tonight but this week on High School Rewind on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. until 11. Brian Calloway is going to join me, and one of these two coaches, whoever wins tonight, that coach is going to be on the show tomorrow, whether it's Rod Watts of Waverly or Ray Mitchell of East Lansing.
On the girls' side, Hazlitt defeated Williamston 57-38.
So they're now tied in the CAAC Red with 2 games to go. They are both 7-1.
Williamston knocked off Hazlitt.
Oh, on the girls' side?
57-38. So Hornets clinch a share of the Red with 2 conference games to go.
Hazlitt was picked to win that league this year, and the best they can do now is a share. So Williamston girls beat Hazlitt tonight for the second time this season. Coach Pete Cool, they're always competitive, and they're back. They were down a little bit last couple of years, but man, back up again. Congratulations to them.
57-38.
Clinching a share of the league championship. Man. Both these teams still finishing up here. There's just sense of anticipation. People are antsy. We're antsy.
I'm ready to go, man.
Yeah, we're ready to go here from Waverly High School.
We have an hour-plus pregame show here. Unexpectedly, obviously.
Not unprecedented, but this is a rare occurrence. Mm-hmm. And again, the reason why is, well, the length of the freshman game. Went triple overtime. Only the second freshman game that I've ever seen go triple overtime. I remember about 10 years ago or so, I saw a Holt Grand Ledge game, freshman game, 9th graders, 10 years ago or so, that went triple overtime at Holt High School.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen a triple overtime freshman game.
And that didn't go as long as this game did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because tonight's game took 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is almost unheard of at the high school level with a 32-minute game.
Unless there's a ton of fouls, or you go to triple overtime.
And there were, and you know what? There was a lot of fouls tonight. We had a number of disqualifications due to fouls. We had a few technical fouls.
Oh, wow.
And but the fans really got into it near the end of the game. So both these teams shooting free throws, finishing up their warm-ups. Both coaches talking to each other. Ray Mitchell for East Lansing, Rod Watts for Waverly. Rod Watts, the Waverly alum. They're talking to each other at midcourt right now. I'm surprised they put 20 minutes on the clock here for both teams. I thought it would be 15 minutes. I didn't think it would be 12 minutes, but I thought they'd put 15 minutes and say, hey, let's go.
Like I said before, I'm sure the varsity guys are ready to go. They don't think they needed 20 minutes to get warmed up. They were ready to go with 15, I'm sure.
Yep. And we've seen intermissions be between JV and varsity be 15 minutes. So now we're getting down to the final minute here. People are starting to settle in here. And Vince Perkins, the PA announcer here at Waverly, just testing the microphone, and you may hear his voice through our microphones and through our crowd mic here periodically throughout the evening. And we'll be ready to go here in just a couple of minutes from Waverly High School. It's the Waverly Warriors hosting the East Lansing Trojans in a big CAAC blue matchup here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium.
East Lansing 7-0 in the blue and Waverly 5-2. So a win tonight for East Lansing puts them up 3 games. On them.
Yes. And then really
Okemos right behind them.
Okemos right behind them. They are 7-1 in league play. So we'll take a timeout and we'll come back. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip here on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN.
All right. Thank you, Vince Perkins, and thank you with the Star-Spangled Banner. Brock Palmbos, Erik Doc Love here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium for the CAAC Blue matchup between the Trojans of East Lansing and the Warriors of Waverly. We're finally able to go here at 8:12 in the evening. Brock Palmbos, Erik Doc Love.
Late night hoops here.
We gave you the starting lineups about almost an hour ago, and we're not kidding, folks, almost an hour ago. But for people just tuning in on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, the game 730am.com, and the Lansing Sports Network, Erik Doc Love, you have them for everyone out there listening in Radioland and on the internet.
For the East Lansing Trojans, in the backcourt, a junior 6-foot number 1 BJ Wyndham, sophomore 6'3" number 2 KJ Torbert, junior 6'4" number 3 JL Branson, junior 6'6" number 5 Cam Hudson, and the lone listed forward, a senior 6'7" number 21 Christian Dunn. That's 1 Wyndham, 2 Torbert, 3 Branson, 5 Hudson, and 21 Dunn. the Waverly Warriors. In the backcourt, a senior, 5'8", number 0, Keenan Harris. A junior, 5'8", number 2, Deshante Malone. A senior, 5'10", number 4, Kavandre Pena. Senior, 6'6", number 15, Deontay Pfeiffer. And the lone listed forward for the Warriors, a sophomore, 6'3", number 22, Derek Thomas II. So that's 0 Harris, 2 Malone, 4 Pena, 15 Pfeiffer, and 22 Thomas II.
Waverly will be going from left to right across your radio here. They're in their home white uniforms with brown numerals and gold trim. East Lansing in their road blue uniforms with white numerals and red trim and a checkerboard design down the sides of their uniforms. Both the tank tops as well as the shorts will be ready to go. Christian Dunn jumping center for East Lansing. Jumping center for Waverly, 22, Derek, I believe that's going to be Derek Thomas II. Officials talking to Deontay Pfeiffer.
He had a wristband on and they would not allow it. So we got to take that off.
And looks like, is it going to be Deontay Pfeiffer that's going to jump center? Yes, he will, against Christian Dunn. 8 minutes are on the clock, and we're getting set to start here from Waverly High School. Waverly and East Lansing. Second meeting of the season between these two CAAC Blue rivals. Ball is in the air. Tip is won by, out of bounds, won by nobody.
Waverly gets it.
So that means East Lansing will have the possession arrow. Deontay Pfeiffer inbounding right in front of the East Lansing bench. Inbounds to Kavandre Pena. And here we go. Pena being guarded by Cam Hudson deep on the right. Looks like man-to-man defense here with Dunn playing like a one-man zone here. Here's Harris looking for Thomas. Lost the ball, taken away. That's B.J. Wyndham up ahead. Scoop shot layup, that's no good by Torbert. Wyndham, though, got the rebound and a scrum for it. East Lansing comes away with that. Now another scrum. Waverly's got it. That's Deshante Malone with it across the timeline. Man-to-man defense here for East Lansing. 40 seconds into this game. We're scoreless. Pena on a three-man weave with Keenan Harris. Here's Pfeiffer, top of the key. Three-pointer right of the key. That's no good. The rebound comes away to B.J. Wyndham. He's got both rebounds in this game so far. Wyndham, now we got a whistle. What do we got?
We got a foul before the shot. I think Pfeiffer cleared out J.L. Branson underneath the hoop. Yep, that's what it is.
One of the things we did not talk about was who gets in foul trouble. Minute into the game, Waverly's best player has a foul on him. Not a big deal if he doesn't get a second foul in this half, but we'll see. 7:03 to go, first quarter. We're scoreless. East Lansing and Waverly. Looking to get it in. They get it into Branson. Reverse layup, no. Rebound put back Branson, no. Rebound scrummed for, and now we got another.
Out of bounds.
Nope, not a foul on Pfeiffer. They say it's out of bounds off of East Lansing. So who got that? That was Branson on the rebound there.
Yep.
East Lansing's got all 3 rebounds so far.
Wyndham tried to get the rebound, but he was out of bounds when he touched it.
Here's Kavandre Pena deep on the left over to Pfeiffer. Here is Deshante Malone driving on his man, goes baseline. Now underneath to Derek Thomas II, and he puts it up and in.
Nice little underhand shuffle pass.
Good penetration there by Malone. It's 2-0 Waverly, 6:35 to go first quarter. Here's KJ Torbert, top of the key. Left side Wyndham. Now Wyndham backs out towards midcourt. Dribbling over to the left, Torbert. Now Wyndham. Thought about driving baseline. Guarding by Derek Thomas. Gets it to Christian Dunn. 18-footer. No. Rebound by Hudson. That's no good. Now another scrum, and here comes Derek Thomas. Hudson and Thomas a rebound, and now we got another scrum as Waverly goes towards the basket. That was number 0, Keenan Harris, and he had the ball knocked away.
Yeah, no shot on that one. He just lost the ball.
Looked like he was lost it just going up for a shot, but didn't get a shot away.
Nope, and then another Waverly Warrior tried to get in and recover it, and he was out of bounds.
6 minutes to go first quarter. It's 2-0 Waverly. Here's B.J. Wyndham. High post, Christian Dunn. Throws it into the backcourt to Hudson, over and back. Hudson could not save it before it crossed midcourt, and it goes over to Waverly.
Disjointed game so far in the first few minutes of this one.
Waiting so long?
Maybe. Both teams having to sit and wait.
5:53 to go, first quarter. Deontay Pfeiffer inbounding right in front of the East Lansing bench. Looking. They do get it into Kevondre Pena. Pena guarded by Cam Hudson. Trying to take Hudson off the dribble. No dice there. Over to Pfeiffer. And now here's Keenan Harris.
And they'll reset.
He's out towards midcourt, guarded by Torbert. He's going to drive on Torbert. 12-foot floater. No. Rebound comes away to Baker. Good defense there by Torbert.
Affected the shot. Didn't get a block, but affected it. Made it come up short.
Here's Wyndham, top of the key. He's going to drive. He gets stopped there. Recovers. Now he's going to drive all the way. Layup, good.
Nearly got it stolen away by Pfeiffer.
But Wyndham scores, and we're tied at 2. 5:15 to go, first quarter. Walking it up is Malone. Malone driving. Tries to get it to a teammate. Had it knocked away. East Lansing couldn't come away with it, but here's Malone again in the lane against a triple team, and now he throws it away into the crowd.
Yeah, he was trying to go around.
Out of control, Doc.
Yeah, trying to go around, trying to throw it around Christian Dunn to his teammate Keenan Harris, and I thought, yeah, after getting it knocked away and nearly throwing the ball away again, and then coming back, you think, oh, it's reset.
4:54 and counting, first quarter. We're tied at 2. Right side, Torbert. Torbert underneath the Hudson. A double team. Floater from 8. Yes. His first basket of the game. It's 4-2 East Lansing.
Mismatch down to the post. A much smaller player down there. A defender came over to help in the secondary sense, but Hudson just too big for him.
Here's Harris, Keenan Harris on the weave to Pena. Pena looking for Thomas. Here's Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer looking for Thomas against Dunn. Goes up, under, shot, good.
Patience.
Thomas has all 4 points. It's 4-4. 4:15 to go, first quarter. Here's Wyndham. Wyndham on the drive. Floats away from 15. No. Rebound, though, comes away to J.L. Branson. Branson, up and under move. He scores on the scoop shot. His first basket of the game. East Lansing up 6-4. Here's Keenan Harris across the timeline. Looking underneath Thomas. Against Dunn. Whistle. Foul on Dunn. His first. Team first. Fouls are 1-1 right now. 3:54 to go. First quarter. And now coming into the game now. Number 10, Cam Essel. Number 40, Charlie Baker. Dunn out. Wyndham out. 6-4 East Lansing. 3:54 to go. First quarter. Here's Derek Thomas against Charlie Baker. Double team. Knocked away. Out of bounds by Torbert. Waverly's going to keep it. Nice double team. Kind of a sag down by, or a double down by Torbert.
Yeah, he was sagging off his initial guy, Keenan Harris.
Pena fakes a 3. Scoop shot underneath. Whistle and a foul. Late call, but I think the right one.
Yep. Contact comes from Cam Hudson.
Cam Hudson, the foul, his first, the team second, and Kevondre Pena to the line for 2. 6-4 East Lansing, 3:45 to go, first quarter.
The defense was sagging down, and then Pena saw that, shot faked. The defense came out towards him, then he drove to the bucket, and Hudson got him with the body.
Free throw is no good.
Too hard on the first one.
Both teams missed 5 free throws in the last game. Waverly was 18 for 23. East Lansing, 13 of 18.
But East Lansing made the ones at the end of the ball game that counted.
Correct. Here's the second one for Pena. That's good. 6-5 East Lansing, 3:40 to go, first quarter. Cam Essel across the timeline. High post, that's Baker. Baker to Hudson, left of the key. Now they're going to a weave. Here's Branson, now to Essel. Hudson, 16-footer. That's too hard, no good. Whistle, offensive foul.
Charlie Baker on the backside.
Pushing off. His first, the team third, 3:25 to go, first quarter. Team fouls, 3 for East Lansing, 1 for Waverly. Like you said, a disjointed first quarter, probably because they're just waiting so long. Again, we didn't start until about close to 8:15 because of the length of the first 2 games. Remember, the freshman game went triple overtime. Here's Deontay Pfeiffer. on the right wing, being guarded by
Branson.
J.L. Branson. Now a fake to three by Harris. Gets it into the corner to Deshante Malone. Now Harris again. Guarded by Torbert. He's on the left. Trying to dribble through everybody. Reverse layup. No, blocked. Charlie Baker. 2:54 to go first quarter. Waverly fortunate to keep it.
A nice dribble take by Harris, but Baker's just hanging around waiting for it.
Deontay Pfeiffer gets it in to Malone. And now here's Pena. Pena, right side, Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, guarded by Branson. Man-to-man defense here. Fades from three, no, but a foul. That's Branson's first, the team fourth. And that's going to be 3 free throws here. He, meaning Pfeiffer, forced that one up. He got a call.
He did. Ray Mitchell didn't like it. J.L. Branson definitely didn't like it. There was contact. There was
contact, yep. 2:44 left first quarter. East Lansing leading Waverly 6-5. 3 free throws for Deontay Pfeiffer. Yet to score tonight. Taking his time. First one up. No.
In and out.
Number 11 for East Lansing, Alan McGrew is going to come in.
After the second free throw.
After the second free throw, yep.
He's got to wait.
He's got to wait.
I think he's going to come in for Branson. He's the one hanging out by the scorer's table.
Pfeiffer taking his time, and he drops that one in.
Now McGrew comes in. Oh, so does Deontay Macy.
Number 33, Deontay Macy in the game for the first time.
We didn't see him in the game against Okemos. He was in street clothes.
And Baker goes out. So is Coach Mitchell rotating his 3 big guys?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So McGrew didn't get any playing time when we saw them against Okemos either.
We're tied at 6. 2:44 to go. First quarter. Here's the third and final free throw. That goes. And Waverly leads 7-6. Here's Cam Essel, guarded by Keenan Harris. Dribbling over to the right. Trying to get it to Cam Hudson, and he's got it. Hudson has it, guarded by Harris. Trying to drive on Harris. Reverses himself. Now here's Torbert. Scoop shot layup. Yes. Nice spin move by him to get away from his defender and hit a tough layup.
Yeah.
His first basket of the game. It's 8-7 East Lansing. Here's Harris, guarded by McGrew. Trying to cross his man over. Unsuccessful. Taken away. KJ Torbert all the way. Blocked by Keenan Harris. And it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with East Lansing. So who got that block? That was Harris, wasn't it?
Pfeiffer. No, Pfeiffer got that block. First sub in for Waverly, it's the junior number 1, Louis McLeod.
He played a little bit in the East Lansing game a month ago. Here's Hudson with it, deep on the left, trying to drive on his man. Lost control, lost his balance, taken away, tried to get it to a teammate, thrown away to Pfeiffer. And now a reverse layup by Derek Thomas. No, the putback by Kavandre Pena is no good. Essel comes away with the rebound. Here's East Lansing. Deontay Macy on the right block. Gets it right side. Three-pointer. Yes.
McGrew.
Alan McGrew. His first basket of the game. It's 11-7 East Lansing. Minute 24 to go, first quarter. Deshante Malone dribbling in the lane. Taken away. Knocked away by McGrew. 2-on-1. Here's Torbert to McGrew. High lob. No. Put back. Yes. Deontay Macy.
The bench.
13-7 East Lansing. You're right. The bench making a difference here.
Baker with the block and then some back-to-back buckets by bench players.
Under a minute to go. Here's Kavandre Pena in the corner. Three-pointer Malone. Yes. Big basket there for Waverly. It's 13-10 and East Lansing throws it away. Cam Hudson tried to get it to KJ Torbert right in front of the Waverly bench, and he could not corral it. It's a turnover. Branson in, Hudson out. 22 for East Lansing. That's Duarte Sams Jr. Out goes Cam Essel. Interesting substitution. You know what? It's the final minute of the quarter. Maybe Coach Mitchell's trying to steal a minute.
Yeah.
Pfeiffer, inbounds to Pena. Under a minute to go in this quarter. Pena's got to get it across the timeline. Got a 10 count. He does. Now he's going to take it in the lane. Wild scoop shot, and he made it anyway. He's got 4. It's 13-12, East Lansing. 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Off balance and a defender right there next to him.
Here's Sams. Left side. That's Branson. Branson. Over to McGrew. Now Sams again. Here's Torbert. Top of the key. He'll back it out. We're down to 10 seconds to go in the quarter. East Lansing up 1. Looking for a high screen. Gets it. Waverly traps it. Gets it to Macy. He lost the ball, and now we got a foul.
It's on Macy.
And I think it's free throws. That's the 5th team foul, Doc.
East Lansing foul number 33.
His first. Yeah, it's 2 free throws. That's the 5th team foul.
Because it's not a true offensive foul. It's not a player control foul.
It's not a charge, no.
Yeah.
So Deontay Pfeiffer can give Waverly the lead here with 4.1 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's the first. Good. 2 for 3 from the line. We're tied at 13.
No, he's 3 for 4 now. Remember, he went 2 for 3 at the first.
Oh, yes, he did. That's right. Yeah, 3 free throws. That's right. I shortchanged him.
3 for 4.
4 for 5. 14-13 Waverly. 4 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's KJ Torbert across the timeline. Fades. 3. No. And we've reached the end of 1 quarter of play. Good first quarter. Bit disjointed, but Waverly's got a 1-point lead after 1 quarter of play. We'll take a 30-second break and come back on the game, 7:30 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network. Brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by Jeff and Chris Metz and Dowding Industries.
Lansing Sports Leader, the game, 7:30 AM.
Brock Palmbush, Erik Doc Love here at Waverly High School. Waverly leading East Lansing 14-13 after 1 quarter of play. Dowding Industries presentation of high school basketball brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. Let me cough there. Apologize for that. It's live radio. And of course, Jeff and Chris Metz and Dowding Industries. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. East Lansing with the ball. Alternate possession. They've got it here. Here's Torbert with it. Deep on the left. Right in front of the Waverly bench. He's going to stop from 3. No good, but we got an offensive foul.
Yeah, Christian Dunn clearing somebody out at the top to make that space for Torbert to take the 3.
That's his second. First player in the game with 2 fouls.
Dunn had foul issues in the last game we did for East Lansing when they played Okemos.
Starting the second quarter. Here's Kavondre Pena, guarded by Cam Hudson. Trying to drive on him. He does drive. He kicks it to number 5. That's Jace Harris, brother of Keenan Harris, in the game for the first time. Here's Deontay Pfeiffer driving. Lost the ball. Recovered by Derek Thomas. He's get triple teamed. Taken away by Christian Dunn. Hands to B.J. Wyndham. Wyndham, left side Torbert. And now he got, no call. Looked like he got fouled. No call. Now he gets it underneath to Cam Hudson. He missed the layup. Out of bounds off of Waverly. Had a pretty easy layup, and he just missed it.
Little bunny from a couple feet out, and it rolled out, but East Lansing fortunate enough to save the possession as it was knocked out by Waverly.
Christian Dunn out, Charlie Baker in with the 2, Dunn with the 2 fouls. Now we got a whistle. Now we got some talking here between Cam Hudson and is that Jace Harris?
It is Jace, yep.
Okay. I think they've met before, and I think they know each other.
Yeah.
Now we got a whistle, and what?
It's on Harris, a holding foul. He grabbed the jersey.
His first, the team first. Team fouls are 1-1. 14-13 Waverly, 7:12 to go first half. And they get it into Charlie Baker. Baker to Torbert. Torbert. Man-to-man defense here for Waverly. Wyndham, now here's Branson to Hudson. Hudson guarded by Harris, goes cross court. Torbert, 3, yes. Torbert has 5. Coach Rod Watts wanted an offensive foul on Cam Hudson. He might have had a case.
Had a high elbow on his defender, but they let it go.
16-14 East Lansing. Here's Jace Harris, a 3. That's no good. Rebound, though, comes away to
Louis
McLeod. In the corner, Kavandre Pena kicks it left side. Jace Harris, 3. No. Rebound, scrum for, comes away to Jace Harris. Now they'll kick it into the corner. They'll reset. Here's Pfeiffer. Deep 3. That's no good. Now another scrum. It comes away to Pena again. Another wide open 3. That's no good. And now an offensive foul on Waverly. That's going to be on Jace Harris. Wild sequence there. That's Harris's second. Team second. So now Jace Harris looks like he's going to go out in the game now for the first time. Trey Miller, who had started a number of games this year but lost his starting position. And also, and back in the game, starting guard Deshante Malone. 6:11 to go, first half, 16-14 East Lansing. Baker inbounds to B.J. Wyndham. Wyndham lost the ball, whistle. Well, that's because he was fouled by Louis McLeod. His first, the team third. Team fouls, 3 in this quarter for Waverly, 1 for East Lansing. 6:03 left in the first half.
Waverly only had 1 in the first quarter, now 3 already in the first 2 minutes.
They inbound to Cam Hudson in the corner. Right in front of the Waverly student section. Backs his man down. Fades from 14. No. Rebound. Comes away to Trey Miller. Up ahead. And now we got a foul in the front court as number 2, Deshante Malone.
It's on Hudson, his second.
Drove the baseline. And yes, that foul is on Cam Hudson. That's his second. Team second. He's going to have to come out. And 11, Alan McGrew's going to have to come in for him. We'll go over the fouls here in a second here. Well, Jace Harris for Waverly has 2. Cam Hudson and Christian Dunn have 2 for East Lansing.
You are correct, sir.
Pfeiffer inbounds to Miller. Miller thrown away. Torbert with the steal. Layup. Good.
So quick.
Torbert with 7. Quick hands, too.
Yes.
Here's Malone with it. He lost it again. Taken away by Alan McGrew. McGrew up ahead. Oh, they tried to do an awesome dunk here by J.L. Branson, but it's taken away. Here's Pfeiffer in the corner. 3 for Malone. No. Rebound. Scrum 4. Out of bounds. It's going to stay with East Lansing. Nope, going to stay with Waverly. Off of Wyndham, and Wyndham points at the referee and said, "Good call, ref." No, he actually did, and it wasn't sarcastic either. He pointed to him like, "Hey, good call. You got it right." Does happen sometimes. Sometimes the officials do get it right. Here's Derek Thomas. Backing it out. East Lansing up 4. 18-14. 5:15 to go. First half. Cross court. 3 by McLeod. Rattles. Yes. Nice skip pass there. 18-17 after that 3. That's McLeod's first basket of the game. And now we got a foul. It's on McLeod. That's his second. A little bit too physical there. That's the team 4th.
I thought that one maybe was a
nickel
little
dimer?
ticky. Yeah, nickel dimer, as Bill Raftery would say. A little cheapy. Because they let some other things go that were a little more physical than that one.
You want it to be consistent. Here's Torbert in the left corner. Driving. Kicking it. Here's Branson. 3. Too hard, no good. It hit the wire above the basket. And it's a dead ball, and it'll go over to Waverly.
Yeah, that's out of bounds. You can see the wire moving right now.
18-17, East Lansing over Waverly. Here's Malone. Just straight, hard-nosed man-to-man both ways so far tonight. 4:45 to go. Malone driving all the way. Layup. No. Out of bounds. Off of Waverly, off of Deontay Pfeiffer.
Yeah, he just couldn't corral it. And that one from Malone, it sat on the rim for a second there, and you thought maybe it was going to drop in. Pfeiffer came flying in and knocked it out of bounds.
Now on the inbounds pass, it's knocked away by Malone. 4:41 to go, first half.
Oh, full court pressure here.
And more talking here by Branson and Trey Miller. They've met each other a few times.
Yeah.
Officials trying to get this under control. You understand, these guys know each other. There's going to be some talking.
Talking to Rod Watts saying, hey, I'm not going to let this happen any longer.
Here's B.J. Wyndham, left side McGrew. McGrew to Branson, right side Wyndham. Thought about a three, didn't take it. Now he's going to penetrate. Stops at the free throw line, kicks it right side. McGrew lost it, got it back to Branson. Now a scrum for it. Waverly comes away with it. And what do we got here? Held ball. What do we got? Oh, we got some more talking here. We're going to wait.
McLeod with the steal, technically.
Held ball. It's going to stay with Waverly. Waverly was trying to call timeout. We're unsuccessful, but they're going to get the ball anyway on alternate possession.
Yeah, Jonte Pfeiffer was trying to call him. The referee said, no, you didn't quite have full possession without someone actually from East Lansing
Probably the
touching
right
it.
call, honestly. Yeah. Waverly, inbounds to McLeod. Now Deontay Pfeiffer gets it back. Cam Essel's going to come in for East Lansing on the next dead ball. Pfeiffer, guarded by Torbert. Now they switch. Wyndham's on him. He's going to drive. Fades from 15. Rattles. No. Ball tipped around. Comes away to Branson. Here comes East Lansing. McGrew with it. He's going to drive all the way. Reverse layup. No, but he's fouled. That'll be the 15th foul. It's free throws anyway.
It's going to be on Trey Miller.
His first. So Alan McGrew going to the line. He's given him some good minutes here in this first half.
So we've done a couple of East Lansing games. I can't remember him getting into too many ball games in the past, but he's making a difference tonight.
First free throw, good. Cam Essel back in the game for EL. Out will go, looks like Wyndham goes out.
Yep.
19-17 East Lansing, 3:53 to go first half. McGrew, second of two. That's good. He's got 5, and East Lansing's up 3. Deshante Malone nearly fumbles it in the backcourt, but he's able to recover, guarded by Cam Essel. Across the timeline. Dribbling right in front of the East Lansing bench. Pfeiffer, a deep 3. That's no good. Branson lost it. Nope, Essel, give credit to Essel for the rebound. Up ahead, nice extra pass to Torbert. That's no good. McGrew passed it to Torbert, and now Pfeiffer comes away with it. His first rebound. And it looks like, what did Pfeiffer do? I think Pfeiffer threw it off of Essel out of bounds.
Yep.
Sitting down in the lane, he just tossed it off of the body, off of the head.
Yeah, it's heads up play. Literally.
Ball knocked away here in the front court by Alan McGrew. 3:18 to go first half. East Lansing up 20-17. Kavandre Pena coming back in the game for Waverly. Out will go Louis McLeod, who's got 2 fouls. Inbounds, Thomas. Cross court, 3-pointer, Pena. No, rebound, comes away to Trey Miller. He's double teamed, has to kick it back out. Here's Malone, 3. That's short, no good. Essel the rebound. Essel's got 3 rebounds for East Lansing tonight. Here's Branson out towards midcourt. Gets a screen from Baker, doesn't use it. Now here's Essel.
Waverly's had some chances, man. They've had open threes that just haven't dropped. You got to take advantage of those.
Branson, right side. Essel gets a screen from Baker. Essel will launch from 3. That's off, no good. Torbert the rebound. Put back, blocked by Pfeiffer. Give Torbert the rebound. And now here's a 3 put up. That's no good. Rebound scrum for. We've had a lot of scrums. Baker comes away with it. Give him credit for the rebound. They'll reset. 20-17 East Lansing, 2:20 to go. Here's Branson driving on Pfeiffer. Layup. Rattles. Yes. Branson's got 4. It's 22-17. Here is Derek Thomas all the way down, and he's fouled going to the hole. It's the 3rd team foul on East Lansing. We're going to get free throws. Alan McGrew the foul, his first, team 3rd. And Derek Thomas the 2nd. Only had 9 points in the first game back on January 11th. Goes to the line for 2. He's got 4 points tonight. 2:10 to go first half. Free throw, front rim, back rim, good.
Shooter's touch on that one.
In the game now for East Lansing, 23, Noah Lopez. Out goes Alan McGrew. Good minutes for Alan McGrew. 5 points for him, but valuable. Second one, good for Thomas. He's got 6, 22-19 East Lansing, 2:08 to go first half.
This is Waverly wants to be within striking distance, at least at halftime.
And it looks like that's going to happen. High post, that's Lopez. Now Baker to Branson. Branson, left corner 3. Yes! He's got 7, 25-19 East Lansing, 1:45 left first half. Kavandre Pena gets it to Thomas on the block. He's too deep. He's going to have to kick it back out to Pena. He was just simply too far under the basket to shoot it up. Here's Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer guarded by Torbert. Whoa, a 30-footer. No. Rebound, Baker. From Steph Curry, Caitlin Clark range, but that was no good. Here's Essel with it. Right in front of the Waverly bench. He lost it, and now nearly a telegraph pass, and here comes Waverly with it, and now a foul. And I think that's Branson.
Yep. Pena gets a steal, and Branson held on to him.
Branson second, the team fourth.
Talk about Caitlin Clark. I watched that Iowa game last night. She wasn't even the best player on the court. It was her teammate, Stulke.
Oh, Hannah Stulke, who had 47.
Yeah, second most in Iowa Lady Hawkeye history. Caitlin Clark did have like 15 assists.
Yeah, she had, 27, 29 points?
Yeah, I think it was 27 and 15 assists.
39 points away from setting the all-time Division I record.
In for East Lansing for the first time, junior number 24, Owen Fortman.
Probably because of the foul trouble.
Yeah.
And we'll go over the fouls when we get to halftime. It's 25-19 East Lansing. Minute 14, a minute 13 to go in the half.
Harris just checked back in for Waverly. He has the ball.
That's Keenan Harris to Shante Malone. Back to Harris. Driving on his man. Kicks it in the corner. Pena wanted to take the 3. Now he's going to drive baseline. He gets stopped there. Goes cross court to Harris. That's Keenan Harris, a 22-footer. That's no good. Rebound comes away to Noah Lopez.
Stolen.
And he throws it away to Harris. Harris fades from 8. No. The rebound comes away to Baker. Baker has 4 rebounds right now. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Timeout, East Lansing. And we'll take 30 ourselves and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Lansing's only sports station. The game, 7:30 a.m.
Let's play.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium. 30-second timeout called by East Lansing. And foul difficulties are the story here. For East Lansing, J.L. Branson has 2. Cam Hudson has 2. Christian Dunn has 2. For Waverly, Louis McLeod has 2. And Jace Harris has 2. And because of the foul trouble, especially for East Lansing, we're seeing guys in the game you don't normally see. Guys like Alan McGrew, Duarte Sams. Noah Lopez is part of the rotation, but
Owen Fortman.
Yeah, Owen Fortman playing a little bit. And East Lansing does have the ball. Here's B.J. Wyndham. Wyndham down to 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Cam Essel's played a lot of minutes here, again, because of the foul trouble. He's double-teamed.
He traveled.
Traveled with it.
He picked up his pivot foot.
29.9 seconds to go. East Lansing leading Waverly 25-19. And you're right, Waverly's had a ton of opportunities.
They've had a lot of open shots that just have not dropped.
3-pointers or otherwise. They've missed a few layups. Actually, East Lansing's missed a few as well.
Yeah, it goes both ways for that
Yep.
one. Charlie Baker back in. Essel going out.
Good minutes for Essel. Did not score,
Until
but
that
had
turnover.
3 minutes. All right, until that turnover, yes. All right. Here's DeShante Malone. Across the timeline, guarded by B.J. Wyndham. Under 20 seconds to go. Malone. Ooh, he picked up his dribble. Almost turned it over. Here's Deontay Pfeiffer, guarded by K.J. Torbert. 10 seconds to go. In the lane. Floater from 12. That's no good. Rebound, Baker. Baker with 5 rebounds. Here's B.J. Wyndham. Up ahead. Has it knocked away. DeShante Malone throws up a 3-quarter court shot. It's way short. And we have reached the end of 16 minutes of play. It's East Lansing 25. Waverly 19. Halftime stats and analysis coming up after this. And this is This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
It's award season, and we're not just talking about the Grammys. We've got scholarships for student athletes and the highest MHSAA honor for an AD from the UP. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. We are into February, which means the announcing of the MHSAA Farm Bureau Insurance Scholar Athlete Award winners. For the last 35 years, Farm Bureau has been awarding scholarships to student athletes, this year awarding $2,000 each to 32 winners. This week, the first 10 winners have been announced, with those 10 coming from Class C and D schools. The remaining 22 winners will be announced over the next 2 weeks. More than 1,600 students applied for the awards. To be eligible, a student must have earned at least one letter in a varsity sport sponsored by the MHSAA, carry at least a 3.5 grade point average, write an essay on the importance of sportsmanship, and show active participation in other school and community activities. Log on to MHSAA.com to see a write-up of each of the winners. A bio, college plans, and a quote from their essay are all available. Each of the 32 scholarship recipients will be honored on March 16th during the MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals at the Breslin Center on the campus of Michigan State University. In 35 years of this program, Farm Bureau has awarded more than $1 million to MHSAA student athletes. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Ethan and Landon Moreland of Three Rivers. The wrestlers helped the Wildcats to their first Wolverine Conference championship since 2004. Ethan took first at 126 pounds, Landon at 150 pounds. To Mason's Kason Carswell, he scored 15 in a win over St. John's. The win was the Bulldogs' 9th straight and gave them at least a share of the CAAC Red title, their first back-to-back league titles since 1963. And Cadillac's Annalie Wallace. She finished first in both slalom and giant slalom. Yes, there is downhill skiing going on despite the warm temps, as Cadillac won both the girls' and boys' side of the Cadillac Invite.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
The three most common penalties in high school hockey are tripping, slashing, and hooking. What's the difference between them? It's pretty self-explanatory. Tripping is when a player uses their stick to make another player fall. Slashing is when a player swings their stick at another player, whether contact is made or not. And hooking is using your stick to slow an opponent down, usually the puck handler. Hooking differs from holding in that hooking involves the use of the stick to slow an opponent down, while holding is done with the hands. All of these penalties, tripping, slashing, hooking, and holding, will result in at least 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. While we're talking about awards, the recipient of the 2024 Charles Forsyth Lifetime Achievement Award is Calumet's Sean Jacques. Jacques graduated from Calumet before returning to serve in a variety of roles. He was a teacher, assistant principal, and athletic director for the Copper Kings, and is currently an instructor for the Upper Peninsula Virtual Academy. During his tenure as AD, Calumet added numerous sports and athletic Hall of Fame, and he led facilities upgrades across campus. In 2016, Calumet became the only UP school to earn the prestigious Michigan Exemplary Athletic Program honor from the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Jacques was named Regional AD of the Year in 2013 and 2016, and UP AD of the Year in 2019. The Forsyth Award is in its 47th year, and it goes to individuals with outstanding contributions to interscholastic athletics at the local, regional, and statewide levels. He will be honored during the MHSAA Girls Basketball Finals on March 23rd at the Breslin Center. For more on Jacques and to see a list of past winners, please visit MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Lansing Sports Station. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love back here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium at Waverly High School. East Lansing leading Waverly tonight, 25-19 after 16 minutes of play. Let's quickly get through the stats here. Leading the way for East Lansing, J.L. Branson, 7 points, 4 rebounds. K.J. Torbert, 7 points, 1 rebound. Alan McGrew, 5 points, some good minutes for him. Deontay Macy, 2 points, 1 rebound. Cam Hudson, 2 points, 2 rebounds. B.J. Wyndham, 2 points, 2 rebounds. They were only 2 for 2 from the free throw line. McGrew hit both of those free throws. But the thing that sticks out, 20 rebounds for them compared to Waverly with only 11.
Yeah, well, I said coming into this one, rebounding could be an advantage. East Lansing has gotten second chance opportunities. They just haven't really cashed in on them.
Waverly 7 for 9 from the free throw line. But they're led right now by Derek Thomas, 6 points and 2 rebounds. Deontay Pfeiffer, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. But he has no field goals.
Nope.
4 for 5 from the free throw line here tonight. Kavandre Pena, 3 points, 2 rebounds. And Deshante Malone has a 3-point basket with a rebound. Louis McLeod has a 3-point basket with a rebound. 20 rebounds for East Lansing, 11 for Waverly. 7 for 9 from the line for Waverly. 2 for 2 for East Lansing. Foul difficulties, J.L. Branson for East Lansing has 2. Cam Hudson has 2. Christian Dunn has 2 for East Lansing. For Waverly, Louis McLeod has 2. And Jace Harris has 2 fouls. We'll take a timeout and come back, get keys to the second half, and get this third quarter going. Here on the Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN.
As we get to the 8 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. East Lansing leading Waverly 25-19, getting set to start the third quarter. Keys to the second half, Doc.
For East Lansing, got to stay out of foul trouble with all those guys having 2 fouls. If Branson, Hudson, Dunn, you got 3 starters with 2 fouls. Somebody gets a third one early on in this third quarter, they're going to be in trouble. For Waverly, take advantage of your opportunities. So many missed shots. You get an open shot, you've got to hit that.
Open threes, they've had a ton of them.
They've missed some shots inside too. East Lansing has, we talked about that as well. But for Waverly, opportunities are going to be fewer and far between here as the game goes on. So
they'll switch ends. East Lansing goes from left to right in this half, right in front of their own bench. Waverly from right to left. East Lansing gets the ball to start on alternate possession. In the old days, they used to jump center at the start of each quarter in a high school game. Then the possession arrow came in the early 80s.
Jump it up. Bring it back.
There's a lot of old school people that think you should jump on a held ball. You jump it up.
I like new things, but hey, I got some old school in me too.
But they haven't done that. It wasn't until 1981 that they did it in the NCAA, and they've never used it in the NBA, and they probably never will.
No.
Here's K.J. Torbert with it. And now Cam Hudson. Hudson, one of the guys saddled with foul trouble. He's got the ball on the right block, got a smaller man on him, puts it up. Layup, no. Put back, yes. He's got 4. It's 27-19 East Lansing, 30 seconds into this third quarter.
You knew they were going to give him a touch early on.
Now here's Harris with it. Here's a floater. That's no good. Out of bounds. Can Branson save it? No, he can't. East Lansing coming out aggressive here in this third quarter. 7:20 to go, third quarter. Deontay Pfeiffer inbounding. Baseline right. Try to get it in, and they do to Kavandre Pena. Pena driving. Out of control floater. That's no good. The putback, though, by Derek Thomas. That's no good. The second putback. That's no good. Rebound comes away to Christian Dunn.
Opportunities, Brock.
2 rebounds by Derek Thomas. And now we got a whistle, and what do we have?
Out of bounds, I believe.
Yep, looks like out of bounds. No foul called. Out of bounds off of Waverly. Had my head down trying to get through all those rebounds and scrums, and more missed shots by Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
B.J. Wyndham inbounding baseline left. They get it into Hudson. On the block on the left. Got a smaller man on him. Reverse layup. Yes.
He's a man on a mission right now. Let's start this second half.
He's got 6. It's 29-19. DeShante Malone.
Biggest lead of the game for East Lansing.
It is. 6:45 to go, third quarter. Derek Thomas, he's double teamed. Cross court. Here's a three. Deontay Pfeiffer. Rattles. No.
Another one in and out.
Tough luck miss there. BJ Wyndham the rebound. Across the way, Torbert gets it underneath. Hudson, reverse layup, yes. He's got 8, all 6 points, and now a scrum in the backcourt. Waverly comes away with it. It's 31-19, though. Here's Pena, double teamed, throws it away. Taken away by Branson. He's double teamed in the backcourt. All East Lansing right now. And here's Hudson with it. A 3, right side. Front rim, no. Rebound, Torbert. Torbert puts the shot up, no. Rebound, Hudson. He gets it swatted away by Pfeiffer. Rebound, Keenan Harris. Pfeiffer's third block. I think you give Hudson a rebound.
Yes.
Harris a rebound and a block by Pfeiffer. Here's a 3 put up by Pfeiffer. That's no good. Rebound tipped out. Here comes Torbert. Torbert all the way. Shot no good. Now another scrum for it. Here's Hudson. Shot up, no. Offensive foul. Give Hudson the rebound, but also give him his third foul. This has been an issue for Cam Hudson last year. Staying in the game. Is susceptible to fouls. It was a problem last year, Doc. And he's going to have to come out of the game. He had off to a good start. 6 points here in this quarter. He's got all the points, and he's got to sit down due to 3 fouls.
Alan McGrew replaces him. I said he was a man on a mission here to start the second half, and then picks up that charging foul, and he's got to go to the bench.
And it was a good call. Can't argue with it.
Yep.
5:35 to go, third quarter. East Lansing up 12. Here is Keenan Harris. He lost it momentarily, gets it back to DeShante Malone. 5:25 to go, third quarter. Malone driving against Torbert. Double team, high off the glass. That's no good. Rebound comes away to Torbert. Torbert up ahead. Branson, jam. Branson has 9. It's 33-19. Surprised Waverly's not calling a timeout here.
Me too.
Here's Harris, double teamed. Looking to get it in the corner. He'll fade from 18. Rattles, yes. Harris hits it. And now they call a timeout. And it's a 30-second timeout. You know what? We'll keep it right here because we need to tell you that high school basketball on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN is brought to you in part by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And, of course, by Jeff and Chris Metz and Dowding Industries. If you're wondering what your future holds and you're not going to college or you found out college just isn't for you, check out the future that skilled trades can offer you. You'll be surprised. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. Brett Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love. East Lansing taking control here in this second half, first 3 minutes of the quarter. It was a 6-point game, 25-19. It's now 33-21 with exactly 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Waverly, again, missing some open shots, not taking advantage of them, and East Lansing making their buckets.
8-2 here in this third quarter. Branson inbounds to Torbert, and now back to Branson, and now over to Wyndham. Wyndham across the timeline, looking for a screen from Dunn, does not use it, spins away from it, looks underneath, thrown away. Steal by Derek Thomas. Here's DeShante Malone. Oh, nice crossover dribble between 3 guys, and he's fouled.
McGrew with his hand caught in the cookie jar.
That's McGrew's second, the team's second. 4:41 to go, third quarter. Deontay Pfeiffer inbounding. They get it in to Derek Thomas. Nice cut by Kavondre Pena. Layup, yes. That was contested. That was a tough layup, but he made it. He's got 5. Here's BJ Wyndham. Blocked away by Pfeiffer. Rebound, though, comes away to McGrew. Here's a 3 put up. That's no good. Rebound tipped out. It comes away to Wyndham. Wyndham. Or no, that's Branson. I'm sorry. And now an offensive foul.
Branson just picked up his third.
He's got 3. That's the team's third. They've got 3 fouls in this quarter. Waverly with none. 33-23. Cam Essel in. Branson out.
So you've got your big 3 out with foul trouble. 3 fouls apiece with 4:20 left in the third. East Lansing 3 team fouls, Brock. Nothing for Waverly so far.
And yet Waverly unable to cash in until that Kevondre Pena tough layup that he had.
We got it back down to 10. Can they make another run and get it closer?
Here is Keenan Harris. Top of the key 3. No. Rebound, McGrew. He's got it on the right. Tries to get it out to Essel. Now they finally do. Left side, here's Wyndham. Wyndham inside to Dunn. Hook shot. No. Rebound. Comes away to Pfeiffer. Here comes Pfeiffer. And he has it knocked away, and now he's looking for contact.
East Lansing thinks it's out of bounds on him.
I think they might have been looking for a pushing foul on Deontay Pfeiffer. There was contact between him and Alan McGrew. Nothing called. 3:45 to go, third quarter. Waverly down 10. They get it into Derek Thomas. He's double, triple team, layup, yes.
Still gets it in.
He's got 8 to go with 4 rebounds, 33-25. Here's Wyndham, all the way. No, rebound comes away to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, right side. Keenan Harris, 3, yes! Needed that, he's got 5, and that's the deficit for Waverly, 33-28. Letting a lot of contact go now, a lot of hand checking. Now a double team, whistle, timeout, East Lansing. I think it's a full timeout. It is, and we'll take one ourselves and come back. On the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. East Lansing leading Waverly, 33-28.
Terms. WVFN.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Doc Love here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium. 3:15 to go, third quarter. We're coming out of the East Lansing timeout. 9-2 run here for Waverly, forcing the EL timeout.
Yeah, Trojans, guys getting into foul trouble. Branson and Hudson sitting on the bench with 3 apiece. And Trojans haven't been able to make a bucket with them sitting out, out there. But, hey, guess who's back in the ballgame? Hudson and Branson. As they go big, with Baker's in there, too.
Cam Hudson, 8 points, 5 rebounds, but 3 fouls. They try to get it in. It's taken away by Kevondre Pena. Tried to get it into Branson. Pena with the steal. Here's Pfeiffer with it, being aggressive. Now he has to back it out as the defense converges on him. Pfeiffer, deep on the left, right out in front of his own bench. Drives baseline against Torbert. Layup, blocked, out of bounds. Who gets that block?
Baker.
His second block out of bounds. Waverly's going to keep it.
He's kind of playing center field out there. He's lurking and waiting for those blocks.
Inbounds by Thomas against Baker. Reverse layup. No, but a foul. That's the 4th team foul, but Thomas is going to go to the line for 2. That's Charlie Baker's foul, his second. 2:54 left in the third quarter. 4 fouls in the quarter for EL. None for Waverly. Big factor in this quarter. Derek Thomas, the second, misses the front end. He's 2 for 3 from the line now after that one. 8 points, 4 rebounds for him. I got 4 blocks for Deontay Pfeiffer. Do you have that too?
I had 3, but I might have missed one. We'll give him 4.
Here's the second. That's good. Thomas with 9. It's a 4-point game. 33-29 East Lansing. Cam Essel, double team. Here's Branson, and now he's fouled. One the officials had to call. That was too much. Derek Thomas, the second, his first foul. First team foul. You can afford to give that one up there. Here's Hudson to Essel. Essel, guarded by Malone. 2:40 left third quarter. East Lansing up 4. Torbert, now to Hudson. Hudson, guarded by Keenan Harris. Left side, Branson. Now Torbert. Torbert looking on the block. Inside to Baker. Inside Hudson. Layup. Good.
Nice game right there. Good passing.
Baker the assist. Hudson with 10. 35-29. Big basket for the Trojans. 2:15 left third quarter. Here's Thomas against Baker. Into the lane. Hook shot. No. Rebound, though, comes away to Pfeiffer. Put back. Yes.
His first field goal.
To go with 5 rebounds, 35-31. Here's Torbert. Reverse layup. No. Rebound. That's a foul on Baker.
That's his third.
And that's the 5th team foul, so that's free throws. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And now Christian Dunn probably going to come in for Baker. Yep.
Lou McLeod in for Waverly. Keenan Harris takes a seat. And you're right, 5th team foul.
That's free throws. And it looks like is that Kavandre Pena? Yes, it is. 2 free throws. He's got 5 points. I got him 1 for 2 from the line.
Yep.
Too hard on the first. Really wasn't that close. Might have been better off banking that one.
See if he makes the adjustment on the second one.
2 minutes exactly left in the third quarter. Second one. Front rim, no. Rebound, Torbert. 2 big misses there for Kavandre Pena. Here's Hudson on the left block. Gets it knocked away. Whistle, foul. Second team foul on Waverly. Malone the foul, his first. Just the team's second. Advantage when you don't commit fouls early in the quarter. You can commit 1 or 2 late in the quarter, not going to hurt you that much as long as there's not in the shooting motion. Essel, inbound. Hudson, 3. No. Rebound. Scrummed for. Comes away to Branson. Branson looking to Dunn. Throws it away.
Wow.
Dunn had his head turned, Doc, towards the basket. He needed to look back towards Torbert. He'd have caught that pass.
He was looking for a shot attempt and a rebound.
35-31, East Lansing over Waverly. Minute 35 to go in the quarter. DeShante Malone across the timeline. Guarded by Cam Essel. Malone inside, triple team. Looked like he traveled, no call. Here's Pfeiffer, 14-foot floater, yes. He's got 8. It's a 2-point game, 35-33. 1:15 to go in the quarter. Here's Torbert on the left. High post, Hudson. Cross court, Branson. 3. Yes.
Can't give him that kind of space. You got to close out.
Branson has 12. 38-33. East Lansing under a minute to go in this quarter. Malone, guarded by Essel. Gets into the lane, has to kick it back out. Now Pena. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Lost it momentarily, out of bounds.
Branson, it's off JL Branson.
They say it's off Branson, out of bounds. Thought maybe just Pena a little out of control.
Well, Branson knocked it away from him. That was the problem.
Timeout. Waverly. 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. So with that timeout, Doc, both teams have 3 timeouts left for the remainder of regulation time. 38-33 East Lansing, 44.3 seconds left in the third quarter. East Lansing, 2 full timeouts and a 30. Waverly has used now both of their 30-second timeouts. They have 3 full left.
Derek Thomas II was bleeding a little bit on his arm. Maybe that was why they called the timeout. He was trying to get it wrapped up real quick.
They're just putting some sports tape or just some gauze, I think.
Yeah, put some gauze and some tape around it.
Yep. Just a little gauze and some tape to cover it. The officials do give, in a situation like that, they do give the players and the teams reasonable amount of time to get that fixed. 44.3 seconds left in this quarter. Derek Thomas inbounding to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer deep on the left, guarded by Torbert. Fades from 15. No. Rebound, though, comes away to Louis McLeod. Here's a 3. That's no good. Rebound, Torbert. Torbert's got 6 rebounds. It's 4 on 5, and now we got a foul here on number 2. That's DeShante Malone, his second, the team third. It was 4 on 5 because a Waverly man.
Pfeiffer.
That was Pfeiffer. Oh, yeah, he was down on the other end of the floor. Hope he's all right. Again, not a bad foul to take. Only the third team foul. 27 seconds to go in the quarter. They've still got another foul to give before they're shooting free throws. Here's Essel. Go ahead.
They were down a man, so it's a good foul to take right there. With Pfeiffer down there.
Stopping the basket. Here is Essel. Down to 15 seconds. He's guarded tightly. trying to get it away, out of bounds, off of Harris. Nope, that's McLeod. He knocked it out of bounds. Essel was in trouble there, fortunate to keep the ball.
Wyndham in, done out for the Trojans.
11.6 seconds left in the quarter. Allen McGrew giving him some good minutes tonight. Now they throw it in the backcourt. It's stolen away. Here's Louis McLeod. Layup. Good.
Malone.
Did I say McLeod? I meant Malone. Malone with 5. 1 second. Here's Torbert, a 3. That's no good. And we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. East Lansing up 38-35 at the end of 3. Come on back for the 4th. You're listening to high school basketball on your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network.
WVFN, Lansing Sports Leader.
Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, 8 minutes remaining, or maybe more, as it's 38-35. East Lansing over Waverly, getting ready to start the 4th quarter of play. Fouls are an issue now for East Lansing. J.L. Branson has 3. Cam Hudson has 3. Charlie Baker has 3. Nobody for Waverly has more than 2 fouls. And Waverly's going to get the ball to start quarter number 4. Deontay Pfeiffer still favoring that left arm. He had a final score for girls basketball, PW over Dansville, a low-scoring affair.
What was it, 28-20?
Great win for PW.
Well, it was 6-5, Dansville at halftime.
That's not a joke, folks. 6-5 at the half. Here's DeShante Malone. Lost the ball out of bounds.
Yep. Good D by Wyndham.
7:50 left in regulation. East Lansing up 3. Waverly, one of the 2 teams in this Lansing area to show that they can play with this East Lansing squad. Them and Okemos. Here's Hudson, now a 3-man weave. Here is Wyndham. Gets in the lane, throws it away. Taken away by number 1, Louis McLeod. Here comes Deontay Pfeiffer all the way. Man possessed, taking it all the way. Yes! He's got 10 to go with 4 blocks and 5 rebounds. It's a 1-point game, 38-37 East Lansing. Wyndham across the timeline. Crowd really getting into it this time. You can hear it through our microphones. Steal. Stolen away. Malone all the way. Layup. No. Put back. Yes. Pfeiffer has 12. Pfeiffer the rebound and the putback. He's got 6 rebounds to go with 12 points.
Their first lead since the end of the first quarter, 14-13.
That's right. 39-38 Waverly. 6:45 left in regulation. Right side Wyndham. Wyndham looking for Branson. He falls down. Torbert, floater. No. Rebound. Done. Put back. No. Rebound. Scrum 4. We got a whistle and a foul on East Lansing. Christian Dunn the foul, his 3rd. Team first of this quarter. 6:31 to go. Wyndham out. Essel back in.
Waverly undersized. Doesn't matter. The guards have been feisty.
Feisty is a good word. Malone, left side Pena. Pena trying to drive on Hudson. Reverse layup, no, but a foul.
Is this on Hudson? If it is, that's 4.
It is. No argument there. There was contact. 2nd team foul, his 4th. Does Coach Ray Mitchell leave him in the game?
He's waiting. It was either going to be on Hudson or Dunn. They were the 2 guys in the area.
39-38 Waverly. Hudson talking with the official. Official explaining him what he did. Pena is 1 for 4 from the line. Now 1 for 5.
In and out on that one.
He's got 5 points. 1 for 5 from the line.
Hudson staying in the ball game.
Coach Ray Mitchell riding his star player. If you're Waverly, next time down the floor, you got to go right at him. With this much time on the clock, 2nd free throw.
Short.
No, short. Rebound, Torbert. He's got 7 rebounds, 6 of them here in the second half. Essel across the timeline. Here's Hudson. Hudson, left side. Branson. Branson, back out to Essel. Guarded by Malone. Gets inside the lane. Kicks it out to Hudson. Hudson driving baseline. Kicks it. Corner. Branson 3. Yes!
That's what he does.
His third 3. He's got 15. 41-39 East Lansing. Here's Pfeiffer all the way. Yes! He was a little out of control, but it doesn't matter. He's got 12 of his 16 here in the second half. We're tied at 41. Here's Wyndham in the corner to Essel. Essel back out to Branson. I said Wyndham, that's Branson. Here's Torbert, a floater. No, scrum for it. It goes off of, well, what a great play by Deontay Pfeiffer. He threw it off of KJ Torbert out of bounds.
Got the rebound.
5:26 left in regulation. Go ahead.
Jumped in the air and then threw it off of Torbert.
Tied at 41. Just what we hoped we'd get tonight. Man, the Waverly crowd's really into it. Here's DeShante Malone for 3. Yes! He's got 8. Waverly up 4, 44-41. Essel. Man, they're letting some contact go, letting them play a bit. 5 count on Essel.
Ooh, well, that close.
Double teamed. Here is Hudson. Whistle. Timeout, East Lansing. I think that's a good timeout.
Yep.
30-second timeout, Doc. We're going to stay right here. East Lansing now with 2 timeouts left. Waverly with 3. All the 30-second timeouts have been used. 4:56 to go in the fourth quarter. And, man, the energy in this building is what we hoped it was going to be.
It got started a lot later than we were expecting it to, but nevertheless, we are in store for a classic finish here at Waverly High School. And excellent timeout by Coach Ray Mitchell. Trojans looked a little out of sorts, looked a little rattled, which we have not seen. Us personally, at least.
Yeah.
And
Waverly
settle down.
Waverly showed in the first game, lost 69-62 on January 11th. They could play with this team, and now they're leading them with less than 5 minutes to go. 4:56 remaining in regulation. Fouls in this quarter, East Lansing 2, Waverly none.
It's been physical, but it's been within the rules physical so far.
Not out of control.
Yes.
Here's Essel, guarded by McLeod. Hands to Hudson, double team. Now here's Torbert. Torbert, left side, knocked away out of bounds by McLeod as Torbert tried to get it to Essel. 4:43 left. J.L. Branson inbounding. Throws it into the backcourt to Essel. Man, the Waverly student section really into it.
Chanting Louis for Louis McLeod.
And now, whistle on McLeod. Is that McLeod?
It is.
That's his third. First team foul.
Coach Watch saying he was sliding, and the referee said no, he slid up into him.
Essel did extend a forearm, but not far enough in the eyes of the official.
Nope.
He did have his arm kind of out there, his left arm. Essel across the timeline. East Lansing down by 3. Here's Hudson with it, playing with 4 fouls for EL. Branson, now to Essel. Harassed again, double team, now here's Dunn. Branson fakes a 3, now he'll try a 3. Short, no good. Rebound, Torbert. Fades from 15, that's no good. Rebound, put back by Hudson, yes. 10 of his 12 rather, here in this second half. It's a 1-point game, 44-43 Waverly. Malone to Pfeiffer. Waverly can afford to be patient here. Too early to go to a delay, and they're not doing it. Here's Pfeiffer all the way. Hook shot, no. Tipped around, comes away to Torbert. He's got 9 rebounds, Doc. Here comes Essel. Essel all the way, layup, high arcer, yes! His first basket of the game, and East Lansing's ahead, 45-44.
Bench helping him out again.
How about Torbert with 9 rebounds? 3:24 left and counting. Malone, guarded by Torbert, gets inside, left-handed layup, yes!
What a spin move.
Malone with 10, 46-45, Waverly. Essel nearly fumbled it in the backcourt. He gets it across the timeline. Up ahead to Hudson. A three. Around and off, no good. Dunn the rebound. Put back, nobody's fouled.
Yeah, it's going to be on Pfeiffer.
His second, the team's second. Team fouls are 2-2. Keep that in mind with 3 minutes to go. Christian Dunn yet to score tonight. I've got him for 4 rebounds, Doc.
5 rebounds. He just got his 5th. And now he has a point.
And now he has a point because he just made the free throw. We're tied at 46.
Wyndham back in. Essel takes a seat.
And you got to, Wyndham has no fouls, so you got to think he's going to go to the rest of the way. You would think. Here's Dunn trying to give East Lansing the lead. He does not. Rebound comes away to Deontay Pfeiffer. He's got 7 rebounds.
That's only the second time that East Lansing's gone to the free throw line tonight.
Kavandre Pena. Little out of control, backs it out to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer guarded by Branson.
Branson's done a good job on him for the most part tonight.
2:40, 5-second call.
He didn't move.
Did not move for 5 seconds. Correct call. Can't argue with that.
Ron Watts said he wasn't within arm's length, but
Looked like he was. It was close, but I thought it was. 2:40 left in regulation.
Dunn out, Baker back in for the Trojans.
Man, the emotions are high right now. J.L. Branson really fired up. He's pointing, and now they throw it away. Here's McLeod. Shot up. Yes. Count it and a foul. The inbounds pass was errant. McLeod stole it. He puts it up and in, and now he's got an and one free throw.
Wyndham didn't get the ball, and they fouled.
His first, the team third. 48-46 Waverly. The Waverly student section chanting Louis. He's got 5 points. Now 6. 49-46 Waverly. 2:34 left in regulation. Wyndham across the timeline. Gets it to Hudson. Hudson gets a high screen. Trying to dribble. Lost the ball momentarily. Here is Wyndham with it. Gets it left side. Torbert. 3.
Fouled.
No, but he's fouled. That's Pfeiffer's foul, his third.
He overcommitted on that.
Yeah, on the closeout, that's Pfeiffer's third. The team third. Team fouls are 3-3. 2:19 left in regulation. And now, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying Rod Watts saying that he stuck his leg out, Reggie Miller style, but
NBA had to change. The NBA had to change the rule because of that.
Yeah, but there was plenty of contact.
There was no argument there. So Pfeiffer has 3. McLeod has 3 for Waverly. Torbert, first of 3. Yes. He's got 8 points tonight to go with. I've got him for 9 rebounds, Doc.
I have 8, but I'll give you that. I'll tag a couple more on. Maybe I missed some. It's been a crazy game.
Yes.
Been a lot of rebounds.
49-47. Waverly over East Lansing. 2:19 left. Here's the second of 3. Yes. 9 points now. Man. 49-48, and now the official talking to both J.L. Branson and Deontay Pfeiffer. Let's see if Torbert can tie the game. He does. Rattled around, but it fell. He hits all 3. Tied at 49, 2:15 left. Kavandre Pena gets it to Deshante Malone. He's got a 10 count on him. He's a little deliberate getting across the timeline, but he's got it guarded by Pena. Or Wyndham, rather. Deep 2. That's no good. Rebound, out of bounds off of Hudson. He couldn't quite corral it. 2 minutes exactly. I got to tell you, the Waverly student section's almost on the court right now.
Yeah, it's close. They got some teachers over there to try and keep them in track.
They're doing the best they can.
Yep.
They even got some police over there, too. Now a near steal out of bounds. Branson nearly stole it and nearly tipped it off of Deontay Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Pfeiffer slipped or something. I don't know what happened.
And the Waverly student section right.
And Branson, they're getting on Branson right now.
Yes, they are. Here's Pfeiffer, guarded by Branson. 1:45 left. We're tied at 49. Fades from 15. No. The rebound comes away to Torbert. Up ahead. Here is Branson. The layup. No good. Rebound comes away to, I believe, Pena. Give him the rebound and a foul on East Lansing. J.L. Branson, the foul. That's his fourth. The team fourth. Next one's free throws, Doc, with 1:36 left.
I wasn't a fan of that shot by Pfeiffer. I know he wants to take that shot against Branson, but JL's been so good against him defensively, and they just missed another bunny, did East Lansing.
Malone, driving, layup, yes! Malone has 12, 51-49, Waverly. Here's Torbert, timeout, East Lansing. They've got one timeout left. We'll take one ourselves and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Lansing sports leader, WVFN.
1:17 left in regulation. Waverly leading very highly ranked East Lansing. They're in the top 5. What are they, third in the state this week?
Number 3 in Division 1.
Well, Waverly showed in the first game they could play with this East Lansing team, losing only by 7 on the road, and they're leading by 2. Timeouts remaining. East Lansing has 1. Waverly has 3. Possession arrow belongs to East Lansing. But they have J.L. Branson and Cam Hudson with 4 fouls. Christian Dunn, Charlie Baker has 3. Louis McLeod and Deontay Pfeiffer have 3 fouls for Waverly.
Hudson's had 4 for a while, and he's stayed in this entire fourth quarter with them.
Hudson inbounds to Wyndham. Across the timeline, guarded by McLeod. Right side, Torbert. Underneath, left block, Hudson. In the lane, layup. Yes! Count it and a foul! Deshante Malone, the foul. His third. Team fourth. Team fouls are now 4-4, so you think you're going to be a lot of free throws here. We're tied at 51 after that basket by Hudson. 12 of his 14 points here in this second half. Now he's going to try to break the tie with 1:07 left. It's up. Rattles. No! Rebound comes away to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer in the lane. Floater. Yes! It's a 2-point lead for Waverly, 53-51. 50 seconds left. Torbert to Branson.
Well, they're going to go to Hudson, I bet.
Here's Hudson with it. They're going to let him create. Nope, they go right side, Torbert. Torbert underneath. Branson, layup, yes. Tied at 53, 30 seconds left. Will Waverly call a timeout here? They have 3 left. We're down to 25 seconds. Cross the timeline. Pfeiffer all the way. No!
Block. Baker.
Baker with the block. He gets the rebound. Up ahead. Here's Wyndham. Layup. No! Put back. Torbert. Yes! And now we got what? Timeout. Waverly. 11.8 seconds left.
Baker with the block, the rebound. They start the fast break. Wyndham misses the first one, but there's Torbert again with another rebound.
We'll take our timeout and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
WVFN.
That last basket just gave East Lansing a 55-53 lead. They've reset the clock to 12.6 seconds after the Waverly timeout. They have 2 timeouts left, East Lansing with 1. Torbert, Branson, Hudson stepping up when it needs to be done. Torbert with 12 points tonight, but he's got 11 big rebounds. Branson has 10 of his 17 here in the second half to go with 6 rebounds. And Cam Hudson has 12 of his 14 here in the second half, despite major foul trouble.
Something the Trojans have battled this entire ball game. They got a chance to squeak out a tough one here at Waverly.
If you're Waverly, do you go for 3?
I don't. I go
don't
for
either.
the 2. And I know Pfeiffer wants it in his hands, but I think Malone should get this shot. He's been able to penetrate and get into the paint.
Pfeiffer going to inbound. Gets it into Malone. Malone across the timeline. Lost it. Taken away by Torbert. Torbert. Jam. 4-point game. Timeout. Waverly. Play of the game right there.
Yep.
East Lansing's pointing at the Waverly student section. They better get him back before a technical's called.
Yeah, it's Branson.
Yep. Got to get him calmed down. Good job by the coaching staff getting him away from the Waverly student section because he's really giving it to him. KJ Torbert with the steal and the jam.
I said I wanted it in the hands of Malone, and I thought he was going to make it play, and Torbert just made an even better play defensively.
14 points for KJ Torbert to go with 11 rebounds.
But he's had some huge plays here late in the ballgame. Not necessarily scoring. That one was, obviously. But defensively.
Man. Each team with one timeout left. East Lansing has the possession arrow. Delta Township's finest are here. Some of them are here tonight. And some of the Waverly student section is leaving right now. This game's not over yet.
Nope. You still don't need to go for three. You can go for a quick two. Call timeout.
To stop the clock.
Yes.
Both teams with one timeout left. Well, I got to tell you, the energy in here has been great tonight.
Absolutely. And Brock chose perfect game this week. Because I was leaning towards Tuesday, doing a girls' game. And Brock's like, I just have a feeling we got to do this.
Catholic at Hazlitt.
You're like, I got a feeling we have to do this rematch. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Hey, I got one right for a change. 4.8 seconds left. If you're East Lansing, do not foul.
Nope. Because it's automatic free throws. Little full court press.
Smart decision. And here's Pfeiffer. Across the way. He's got it. Across midcourt. He flings one up from half court. No good. Rebound Charlie Baker. That's it. East Lansing survives. They stay undefeated in league play. 57-53.
Feels like an escape.
You know what?
An escape victory.
I'm watching the handshake line here. There's a lot of talking, a lot of emotions between these two teams. A lot of these guys know each other.
Some guys probably play with each other
in AAU.
AAU, yeah.
And you know what? Kudos to both teams here. Very emotional game. And a lot of high-fiving, a lot of hugs, a lot of handshakes. Nice to see.
Some good sportsmanship after the game.
By both teams. Yeah, this is a game that was so emotional. The Waverly student section was really into it. Understandably so.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame them. But you know what? Good job by security. Good job by, you said, teachers. Athletic Director Scott Castile. Making sure nothing got out of hand. So kudos to both teams. And kudos to the Waverly staff. Heck of a ball game tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. East Lansing beat Waverly tonight 57-53. East Lansing is now 8-0 in league play. Waverly 5-3. And probably out of it in the CAAC Blue. But they got districts coming up. And that's a district at Grand Ledge that they are favored to win. Post-game stats and analysis coming up after This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
It's award season, and we're not just talking about the Grammys. We've got scholarships for student athletes and the highest MHSAA honor for an AD from the UP. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. We are into February, which means the announcing of the MHSAA Farm Bureau Insurance Scholar Athlete Award winners. For the last 35 years, Farm Bureau has been awarding scholarships to student athletes, this year awarding $2,000 each to 32 winners. This week, the first 10 winners have been announced, with those 10 coming from Class C and D schools. The remaining 22 winners will be announced over the next 2 weeks. More than 1,600 students applied for the awards. To be eligible, a student must have earned at least one letter in a varsity sport sponsored by the MHSAA, carry at least a 3.5 grade point average, write an essay on the importance of sportsmanship, and show active participation in other school and community activities. Log on to MHSAA.com to see a write-up of each of the winners. A bio, college plans, and a quote from their essay are all available. Each of the 32 scholarship recipients will be honored on March 16th during the MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals at the Breslin Center on the campus of Michigan State University. In 35 years of this program, Farm Bureau has awarded more than $1 million to MHSAA student athletes. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Ethan and Landon Moreland of Three Rivers. The wrestlers helped the Wildcats to their first Wolverine Conference championship since 2004. Ethan took first at 126 pounds, Landon at 150 pounds. To Mason's Case and Carswell, he scored 15 in a win over St. John's. The win was the Bulldogs' 9th straight and gave them at least a share of the CAAC Red title, their first back-to-back league titles since 1963. And Cadillac's Annalie Wallace. She finished first in both slalom and giant slalom. Yes, there is downhill skiing going on despite the warm temps, as Cadillac won both the girls' and boys' side of the Cadillac Invite.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
The three most common penalties in high school hockey are tripping, slashing, and hooking. What's the difference between them? It's pretty self-explanatory. Tripping is when a player uses their stick to make another player fall. Slashing is when a player swings their stick at another player, whether contact is made or not. And hooking is using your stick to slow an opponent down, usually the puck handler. Hooking differs from holding in that hooking involves the use of the stick to slow an opponent down, while holding is done with the hands. All of these penalties, tripping, slashing, hooking, and holding, will result in at least 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. While we're talking about awards, the recipient of the 2024 Charles Forsyth Lifetime Achievement Award is Calumet's Sean Jacques. Jacques graduated from Calumet before returning to serve in a variety of roles. He was a teacher, assistant principal, and athletic director for the Copper Kings, and is currently an instructor for the Upper Peninsula Virtual Academy. During his tenure as AD, Calumet added numerous sports and athletic Hall of Fame, and he led facilities upgrades across campus. In 2016, Calumet became the only UP school to earn the prestigious Michigan Exemplary Athletic Program honor from the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Jacques was named Regional AD of the Year in 2013 and 2016, and UP AD of the Year in 2019. The Forsyth Award is in its 47th year, and it goes to individuals with outstanding contributions to interscholastic athletics at the local, regional, and statewide levels. He will be honored during the MHSAA Girls Basketball Finals on March 23rd at the Breslin Center. For more on Jacques and to see a list of past winners, please visit MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
May apply. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love back here at Phil Odlum Gymnasium. A thriller tonight. East Lansing stays undefeated in league play. They beat Waverly tonight 57-53. Going over the stats, Doc. Stunning.
It is.
Rebounding unofficially. East Lansing out-rebounded them 2-1. 46 rebounds to 23. That is just glaring, to say the least.
Rebounding battle tends to win, and if you have that many more than a team, you're probably going to pull out a victory.
Secondary stat, Waverly 9 for 16 from the free throw line.
Left some points there at the charity stripe.
Yes, they did. Missed 5 of them in the second half. But, man, what a great atmosphere, Doc. Student section was into it. The kids were into it. I mean, the players, they were into it. They knew what was at stake.
It came down to the wire.
In a situation here at the gym that might not have turned out so good. But you know what? Give Waverly the security. Like you said, Waverly teachers were there, making sure that the Waverly student section, because they were into it, to say the least.
Everybody was
right.
hyped.
They were right on the edge of going over the line, but they didn't. Credit to them. Credit to Athletic Director Scott Castile here at Waverly, because it was very emotional and it could have been a bad situation, but it didn't turn out that way. And this is meeting number 2 of potentially 3. These two teams could play in the regionals coming up in about 3-4 weeks' time. All right, let's get to the stats here. East Lansing winning at 57-53. J.L. Branson, 17 points, 7 rebounds. Cam Hudson, 14.6 rebounds. K.J. Torbert, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and the play of the game when it was 55-53, getting the steal and then the jam that really put the game away. It's their big 3.
Yep.
Hudson, Branson, and Torbert. They were terrific when they had to be tonight. B.J. Wyndham, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Cam Essel, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Alan McGrew gave him some good minutes, 5 points, 2 rebounds. Christian Dunn, 1 point, 5 rebounds. Deontay Macy, 2 points, 1 rebound. Charlie Baker didn't score tonight, but he was a force. 7 rebounds and 3 blocked shots. 6 for 8 from the line for East Lansing. Waverly, again, 9 for 16. 46 rebounds for East Lansing, 23 for Waverly. Let's get to the Waverly points. Keenan Harris, 5 points, 1 rebound. Louis McLeod, 6 points, 2 rebounds. They had to like when the Waverly student section was chanting his name.
Yep.
Louis. He had his moments tonight. DeShante Malone, 12 points, 1 rebound. Kavandre Pena, 5 points, 3 rebounds. But 1 for 6 from the free throw line. Jace Harris had a rebound. Trey Miller, 2 rebounds. Oh, Kavandre Pena, 5 points, 3 rebounds, if I didn't mention that. Derek Thomas II, 9 points, 4 rebounds. East Lansing kept him under wraps. And Deontay Pfeiffer, best player for them, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocked shots. We'll take our last time out and come back. Players of the game coming up next on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Doc Love, back with you one final time here from Phil Odlum Gymnasium at Waverly High School. East Lansing beats Waverly tonight, 57-53. Got to go quick. Players of the game tonight, I have a feeling it's pretty easy.
Deontay Pfeiffer for Waverly, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks. Also had 3 assists. And then for East Lansing, KJ Torbert, man, he closed it out, made the free throws, had the steal and the dunk, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, including that big one.
Absolutely. And just a terrific performance by him tonight. Great performance all around. Great atmosphere. We talked about it all night long. And I
feel like East Lansing escaped with a win tonight, Brock.
Yep, I agree with that. They
made the plays when needed to, but it was an escape nonetheless.
Yep, I agree. Join me tomorrow morning for a High School Rewind, 10 a.m. until 11. It will be myself. It will be Brian Calloway is going to be joining me, as will Ray Mitchell, the head coach of East Lansing High School. He's going to join me at the top of the hour and at 10 o'clock, and we look forward to that. That's going to wrap it up here from Waverly High School. East Lansing wins it tonight over Waverly, 57-53. For Erik Doc Love, I'm Brock Palmbush. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. Join me tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for High School Rewind. Good night, everybody.